If you live here, fun is your thing. If you live here, tough is your thing. Smart is your thing. Caring is your thing. If you live in Massachusetts, community is your thing. Since 1972, the Massachusetts State Lottery has provided over $25 billion to help cities and towns with the things they need most. If you live here, giving is your thing.
My family earns respect.
My family clears bases.
My family breaks records.
My family wins MVPs.
My family gives everything.
My family makes history. My family wins championships.
There's no family.
There's no family. There's no family.
There's no family like my family.
Join the fam.
Join the fam.
Join the fam.
When Alaska Airlines needed a partner for the complex operations of travel, they made the switch to T-Mobile. Our 5G has Alaska Airlines and their customers covered, from major hubs to remote destinations. With 5G coverage ready now for the demands of today and the future, T-Mobile's network powers Alaska Airlines as they deliver next-level care for all customers. 5G ready now. That's how unconventional thinking is better for business.
Coke Zero is now Coke Zero Sugar, with great Coke taste. Some people were excited to hear the news, some were skeptical. So we're not going to have the star of the show you're watching come out and say, "You'll love it." No special jingle written by this week's hottest pop star. No famous internet celebs who happen to be holding the label just so. Okay, maybe just one little pour shot. The only thing that will make you believe Coke Zero Sugar has great Coke taste is trying it yourself. Ice cold Coke Zero Sugar. Try one today.
After Wednesday's baseball game was cut short by the rain and an off day yesterday, and we became a weather channel on Wednesday as well, we need no weatherman to tell us that looking behind us, it's a really nice day for baseball here at McKeon Park, everybody. And hello, everyone, and welcome inside our broadcast booth from McKeon Park. That's Jacob Irons, that's Mickey Doolittle, and I'm Michael Kirsting, here on a Friday night, a beautiful Friday night, for some baseball as the Bourne Braves come to McKeon Park to visit the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. And fellas, yeah, it was a pretty good comeback despite only 5 innings and change of play on Wednesday night.
Yeah, and it showed resiliency when you talk about it, only really 5 innings, and then you can talk about the 6th inning, but then a little bit of gamesmanship there ultimately allows Hyannis to go into the dugout with the weather delay. But really, that showed resiliency. They showed confidence, and they showed, especially early when Falmouth came out firing, they were early and often attacking, but then Hyannis stayed calm, stayed cooled and collected, and took their time and got back into it. And maybe Jay Driver in the broadcast booth was that luck they needed to get it done.
And it was really the offense showing the resiliency, like you said. There's offenses time and time again we see that can put up runs but aren't able to keep teams in games. And Hyannis did that 2 days ago when the pitching maybe fails them just a little bit and they fall behind. Great offenses are separated by the fact that they can make a comeback when they need it the most.
Absolutely. It was a 5-run deficit they faced, made it into a 6-5 win after 6 innings. And moving on to today, the Bourne Braves, the reigning champion Bourne Braves, come to visit the Harbor Hawks, but they haven't started the way that you would have think that they would have liked to.
Yeah, once again, Bourne, and I think when you talk about any team at this given caliber, give them a second and they can turn on. So no one should be counted out, especially in Cape Cod baseball, because how much potent offense every player has and every team has. So really, when you talk about the Cape Cod Baseball League, these are super teams, so you can't count anyone out. They might be winless right now, but you give them maybe 2 weeks, they might be sitting above in the standings of the West Division rather quickly just because of how strong every team is, and it takes a matter of seconds for them to switch.
And really what we need to keep in mind is it's been 5 games.
Yeah,
really.
exactly. Small sample size.
And a lot of guys are still arriving in from their collegiate seasons. A lot of guys playing in the NCAA tournament or even just back at home visiting family before they come out to the Cape. So really, Bourne, it's a small sample size, and a lot of teams. You could say the same thing about Hyannis and their great start at 3-2. It's a small sample size. You can't put too many eggs in this basket of information that we have right now.
Yeah, you guys spoke about a few guys getting activated and a few guys still arriving. Same case for the Harbor Hawks here. We see one of them in the 2 spot today.
Yeah, it is going to be a lot of fun with Zach Earhart, the Oklahoma State product. His brother Drew actually hit 2 home runs against Catuit in that massive postseason series that saw Hyannis knock off their rivals last season. So a lot of Hyannis fans will recognize the last name, but don't make no mistake, Zach Earhart is just as good as Drew.
Yeah, and you get Drew on the staff as well, getting to coach his brother here in Hyannis. Get to spend the summer with your brother on Cape Cod. There's something magical about it, and you can only imagine the stories they're going to be able to tell for the rest of their lives.
Oh, absolutely. A family affair here at McKeon Park, and we see for the first time a pitcher returning to the mound for Hyannis. It was Mitch Farris who follows up a really strong start on Saturday.
Yeah, this pitching matchup today is electric. Garrett Horn against Mitch Farris. And Farris didn't maybe have the start that he wanted to in his first start. Only lasted 3 1/3 innings, but he struck out a lot of hitters.
Yeah.
He's got electric stuff.
Yeah, when you talk about Farris, once again, first game jitters. He took the bump when no one else would, and he was that guy to start things off in the Cape Cod season. I'm seeing him. I'm going to think he's going to respond really well tonight. He's back here. He's a little more comfortable. He might now have his summer routine down comparative to his college routine because, once again, it was the first game, only a couple days here in Hyannis. Now everything's starting to feel more like a routine. Now he's back up, ready to go. I'm expecting him to be an attacking pitcher that really wants to go get it. And then on the other side, when you look at Horn, same thing. He's going to go attack. He loves his fastball. I'm really excited because I think this is going to be a pitcher's duel. I'm going to call it right now. I don't think it's going to be high scoring, although you look at these 2 lineups and you're like, how can that be? I think these 2 pitchers are going to really limit the runs coming across the plate. It will be a pitcher's duel tonight.
Yeah, now staying with the pitching, fellas, we saw the Hyannis bullpen really get roughed up for the first time on Wednesday night before the rain stopped everything. They were down 5-0 at a point. Yes, the offense came back and helped them, but it was a rough outing at the very start.
No matter how great your bullpen is, it's going to go through some bumps. And that's exactly what Hyannis did 2 nights ago. So it's really how you respond. How do you respond to that? Who's going to come back and have a great outing? And I think Hyannis' bullpen has the resiliency to do that.
Yeah, once again, we talked about it on the other side with Bourne. 5 games, and now you just got your first rough up of the night? They will be fine. I'm really excited to see them pitch again because, once again, day in and day out, when you make that point to the arm, they're going to be fine, and they're going to be ready, and they're going to come into the game ready and fired up.
And we'll talk a little bit about this when we get to the lineups, but a late scratch for Hyannis. You could argue their best player in Ben Williamson. We won't see him here tonight.
Yeah, Williamson just getting a scheduled day off. He's been in the lineup for so long that at that moment, got to give him a day's rest, man. He needs another day. My breath is out for him out of the plays he's been making out in the field. So he gets a scheduled off day, which is really exciting when you get to maybe sit back and enjoy a game at McKeon Park with a little less stress.
And mind you, he's been playing out of position this entire time. Normally he's a left side of the infield type guy, either third base or shortstop. He's been playing in left field this entire season, so it's a good job by him to finally get some days off.
And now let's send it down to the 4th member of our team, Bria Lassick, who is with Coach Eric Beatty.
From McKeon Park, I'm Bria Lossick alongside head coach Eric Beatty. Today, the opponent is the Bourne Braves, and the last time that they were here, Hyannis was eliminated by them in the playoffs. Does this game mean more to you?
Yeah, it does mean more. I mean, we got our camo hats on today. I think that's going to be the difference. Camo hats. Of course, Landers would walk in right now, talking about him, talking about our opponent. There he is.
That last game was pretty emotional against Bourne, mostly because those players got so close by the end of the season. How is this team this year, chemistry-wise, about a weekend?
Yeah, this team's great. We went line dancing together last night. We had some ice cream at Kilwin's. We're spending a lot of time together off the field, trying to do as much of that as possible. So things are looking really good. This is a special group, just like last year's group was.
Well, on the bump today is Mitch Ferris. He makes his second start. What did you like from him the first time that he was out there?
He threw his changeup really well. He commanded all of his stuff pretty good. Got a lot of swing and misses on his changeup. And Mitch is a pitcher. He's a great pitcher from the left side, so he should keep us in the game and give us a chance to win.
Everyone's been talking about how Ben Williamson has been batting, but I want to talk about him in the field because he's been all over the place. He said that the last time he played in the outfield was in Little League. You stuck him out there. Today he's there at shortstop. How has his versatility helped this team as players keep rolling in every day?
Yeah, it's been huge. He just is willing to do whatever we need him to do, and he's actually loved it out there. Like, he's out there laying out all over the place, catching balls in front of him, catching balls behind him. So it's been really fun to talk to the scouts about Ben Williamson this year because a lot of them have really liked him and they don't even know that that's not his position. So I actually had to scratch him from the lineup. He tweaked his knee a little bit today. So we're going to give him the day off, get the day off today.
All right. Thanks so much, Coach.
You're welcome.
Welcome you back down to McKeon Park field side with Ben Williamson, one of the hottest hitters right now for the Harbor Hawks. When you talk about the transition from metal to wood, what has that been like? And it hasn't been much of a transition for you as you have been hitting bombs and consistently being on base.
I don't know. I just kind of get up there, find a bat that feels good and just swing it. Like, there's a couple times where I've been getting jammed inside a little bit. They're starting to pitch me in where definitely I notice a difference, but as long as it's out over the plate, I just kind of go up there and swing it, try to see it out, get my hands extended.
We talk about it continuously. The Cape is very different than some other leagues in the fact, like, this is every ace pitcher from around the country is here. What has been the difference in pitching that you've faced so far this year?
I mean, yeah, guys don't make as many mistakes for sure. You got to be a little bit more patient up there. They're going to make some good pitches. You got to kind of spit on them and realize that they're just trying to make you get out and not feeding into that, not getting yourself out and waiting for them to leave you one over the plate and trying to hammer it back where it came from.
First official league-wide off day. What was that like to maybe step away from baseball for a little bit and get to truly experience Cape Cod for the first time?
Yeah, I mean, me and a couple of the guys went up to Craigville Beach right around the corner from here. Got some sun in. I got a little bit too much sun, a little bit of sunburn on the shoulders, but no, it was definitely relaxing, definitely nice weather yesterday. It was a little cloudy earlier in the day, but as the sun came out, it turned out to be a really nice day.
Ben Williamson might need the aloe. I might need it as well as this summer rolls on. And the pregame show rolls on here from McKeon Park.
Welcome you back to McKeon Park on this beautiful Friday night. And yeah, that's the Harbor Hawks and the Friday Reds sporting it today. And Mickey Doolittle has our lineups for us. Take us through the Bourne Braves, Mickey.
Harbor Hawks might be in red, but Bourne is in blue, and this is how the lineup goes for them. Pete Shufreda playing right and leading off for the Braves. Cody Shojinaga. He's 7 for 16 so far on the Cape Cod League season. He's from Kansas and he hits second. Garrett Michelle playing first base. He homered on Monday from Virginia Tech. He hits third. Cameron Foster DHing from Liberty and hitting fourth. Joey Loind playing third base and hitting fifth. Jackson Castillo playing center and hitting sixth. Cavi Castor 4 for 10 so far on the year. He hits after that. Paul Tamero playing short and hitting eighth. And Nolan Watson rounds out the lineup, the catcher from Dayton.
And Pete Shufreda digs the chalk. He is ready. Mitch Ferris toes the slab. He is ready. And we are underway with a deep fly ball to right field. And on the first pitch of the game, Pete Shufreda tops the scoreboard. A long shot from Pete Shufreda. And yeah, it is live all right from McKeon Park with a bang. It is 1-0 Bourne, just like that.
Well, that was an ambush. Hit the top of the scoreboard. I don't think I've ever seen anybody do that even in batting practice. That was an impressive shot.
Yeah, first home run of the year here at McKeon Park. And for a team that had been going through a little bit of some run deficits, they have been ultimately gets what they deserve to start this one off. However, Mitch Ferris is going to have to respond back at this current moment to really be a strong showing once again at the current side. When you look at Mitch Ferris, the Wingate University guy, comes in with a 1.21 ERA, really strong showing, and had 127 Ks. Guy is strong. He's just got to be resilient like we talked about in the open. Got to stay strong and be ahead in counts.
3-0 the count on Mitch Farris. Nice looking graphic. We give a big shout out to our producers, Grant McNew, Nico Sharp, for putting that together so early in the season. Looking really good, highlighting the great season Mitch Farris had at Wingate University. Count is now 3-1 on Cody Shojanaga. We are hot and we are going 1-0 right out of the gates for Bourne as Shojanaga were to walk.
Yeah, he's had a great season so far. 7 of 16 on the season, on the young season out of Kansas. Shojanaga is a player to watch here on the Cape this year.
Yeah, when you talk about it, now for Ferris, home run and now a walk, just got to settle in here. Get out of this first inning here a little bit.
It's those first innings that give the pitchers the most problems. Just get out of that and settle in right after. That's a nice curveball dunked in by Farris for strike one. Michelle goes to Virginia Tech. There's plenty of Virginia Tech sporting the talent here today with Bourne, as well as the guy behind the dish, Brody Donay. As the 0-1, nice off speed, and he's quickly ahead 0-2 is Mitch Farris.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of Cape Cod. You get a little bit of those team rivalries, is that you get to face some of your teammates. You get to say, hey, my team took you out last week.
0-2 to Michelle. Pitch went about 57 feet, and Donay couldn't keep it in front. So Shojanaga moves to second on the wild pitch. Michelle had a really good freshman season in Blacksburg for the Hokies. Hit .339 with an OPS hovering right around 1.1. Here is the 1-2 from Farris. Spiked again, and Shojanaga will advance again. So 2 wild pitches gets Shojanaga from first to third. And Farris not having the hottest of starts to this game.
Yeah, got ahead of Michelle there, 0-2, and just spiked 2 pitches, not where he wanted them. Perhaps still finding his release point. And we know once Farris finds that release point, he's nearly unhittable.
2-2 waved at and missed. So Michelle goes down swinging for the first out of the afternoon. That'll send up Cam Foster.
And once again, Ferris coming from the D2 level, it might take a little bit to transition to the D1 hitters along those lines, but Ferris has the stuff. It's just finding it. And right now, just got to take a deep breath and work out of this inning. You have one away.
Saw it yesterday as Falmouth got off to a hot start against the pitching as well. So if nothing else, you can say, hey, we're able to bounce back into these games as Foster takes the first pitch for strike one. Farris deals. It's a grounder to second. This will score the run from third as Laurie fields and puts away out number 2. And the ground out puts run number 2 up on the board for Bourne.
And for a team in the Bourne Braves that needed a little bit of an offensive spark, they came in and changed their entire mentality to come into this one. Bourne really looking strong to come in and be an effective team. They understood that they needed to get runs across. They were going 18 innings without scoring a run. And now they finally get here, and they open it up with 2.
And that brings up Joey Loynd, the third baseman, right-handed hitter. Takes the first pitch outside. He's not featuring today, but him and Ben Williamson were battling back and forth for the best player in the CAA this season as the 1-0 dunked in for strike one. 392 was his average. That topped the CAA. Ben Williamson was only 2 points behind.
1 for 11 start out here on the Cape. Has drawn 3 walks.
Well, that'll be hit number 2 as he sends it down the left field line. Could be extra bases as Loynd rounds first. The throw into second is cut off. It's a 2-out double for Joey Loynd.
And once again, Loynd getting a nice piece of contact to push that into left field and allows his body to go with them. And the speed gets another runner on here early.
Jackson Castillo steps up with the runner in scoring position and 2 outs. Farris will work from the set with the runner on second. Pounds the fastball in for strike one.
This Harbor Hawks outfield features 2 new players. Cam Smith playing out in left, Earhart in center, and Petrutz in right.
Petrutz will get his first opportunity here, and it goes underneath his glove. It'll score the run easily. Around first is Castillo, and now around second as well. The throw will come in, it'll be cut off, and it'll be a 2-out triple. Another run scores for Bourne.
Yeah, the Harbor Hawks need to settle down just a little bit right now. They're playing a little bit undisciplined. Ferris, a little bit of a rougher start, but 3-0 still is very manageable for them. We've seen them come back from worse this year. Just need to settle down a little bit before this gets a little more out of hand.
Saw him come back from worse just yesterday. Falmouth only put up 1 in the first.
All right, so what's that's going to be ruled?
They'll give.
I would assume a triple.
We are still waiting to see.
Because I believe Petrutz touched it out there.
Now the question is, all right, so here we go. Castillo advanced to first on a single right field and then advances to third on the error by Petrutz. So single on the advancement of an error for Castillo.
And he gets an RBI.
Correct.
Here's the 0-2. Swung on and missed. It'll touch the dirt, so Donay will throw down to first to end the inning. But Bourne comes out hot. 3 runs in the top of the first before the Harbor Hawks even can touch the lumber. They'll come up next on the bottom of the first. You are watching the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Gannon's Tavern is the home of incredible wings, handcrafted cocktails, ice-cold beer, and Keno. Their innovative tavern menu features seafood, great sandwiches, steaks grilled to perfection, and stunning specialty dishes. There's no better place to watch your favorite New England pro football team than Gannon's Tavern, in their large bar or outside on their covered deck, complete with TV and sound. Gannon's Tavern, 959 Burses Way, Hyannis. Like them on Facebook and Instagram.
Yes, soon at Gannon's Tavern.
With Hood Milk, you can trust your family is getting high-quality milk in every nutritious and delicious drop. It begins here on farms that Hood selects, with farmers who uphold the highest standards and who pledge to never use artificial growth hormones. And you'll see that care continue right to your home with our Light Block bottle, which protects the fresh taste of your milk. At Hood, we never stop caring about our milk because you never stop caring about your family. Always good, always Hood.
Bottom of the first, back at McKeon Park, and the Hawks, they've already got a pretty big deficit to face, and Mickey Doolittle, this is the lineup that'll try to bring them back.
Yeah, Brad Keylori will lead it off. He's been fantastic so far this year. Leads the team in walks. He just transferred to Tennessee and is playing second base and leading off. Zach Earhart, the new addition to the Harbor Hawks, the first appearance on his young season from Oklahoma State, hits second. Alex Lane, the first baseman, hits third. Billy Amick, 3 for 4 so far on the year, hits cleanup. Ian Petrutz, another new addition to the lineup, playing right and hitting fifth. Cam Smith, 2 for 18 so far this year, but he can do a lot with the bat in his hand. He hits sixth. Eric Snow playing short, hitting seventh. Brody Donay behind the dish, playing catcher and hitting eighth. And Trey Lipsy, the designated hitter, will hit last. He's from Ohio State.
The Ohio State there, Mickey. Don't be afraid to toss that the, because they make sure to know, and then
they really do make sure you know.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So up steps Brad Keylori at the dish. He's had a nice start to the season, hitting .316 and 19 at bats. All he's missing is a home run on the season. He's got the single, double, and triple to his name, as you see his numbers at the College of Central Florida. First pitch upstairs to Laurie. The 1-0 waved at and missed. Laurie went 0 for 3 in the short effort yesterday, as he faces Garrett Horn on the mound for Bourne. Here's the 1-1. Fouled back at the plate. Horn gets a lot of strikeouts in his sophomore year at Liberty, nearly 12 Ks per 9, but he also walks about 6.5 batters per 9. So the command can be an issue, as we see it right there, as it's flown right out and over to the backstop.
Ooh, that hit her crowd mic right there. Is that the second time that's happened this year?
Third. Everyone loves this crowd mic. I keep it down because we don't want to hurt your ears here on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Broadcast Network.
Wave and a miss at the high strike from Laurie as Brad Key Laurie goes down swinging for out number 1 at the bottom of the first.
Yeah, Garrett Horn had 87 Ks over at Liberty University. The Flames and a sports psychology major trying to use that psychology on the bump himself. Sported a 4.09 ERA. Really strong showing. And he is a first pitch fastball type of guy.
First plate appearance of the summer for Zach Earhart. He takes the first pitch outside.
Which one of you guys put the over-under at like 1.5 for the crowd mic being hit after the first time it happened?
Could that have been me?
It could have been me, honestly. I might have done it.
Hammer the over. Hammer the over.
Earhart had a down year at Oklahoma State. But he's back on the Cape with his brother Drew coaching him as well. And there's another one to the backstop. I don't think so. I think that was just the net maybe.
Yeah, all right.
That was a bit of netting there. Don't get too excited.
I was about to say, that is
Don't get too excited.
Impossible.
It'll be a 2-1 to Earhart. He fouls it into the screen, count even at 2. Stole 11 bases for the Cowboys. Was also drafted by the Red Sox in the 2021 draft in the 13th round.
He's a guy that I'm interested to see how he responds with this wood bat in his hand, to see how much of a game changes from college into the Cape Cod League with the wooden bat.
Yeah, and he's got his brother to help him with that adjustment, too. He can speak to how it plays to his strengths or his weaknesses. As the count is full on the Oklahoma State Cowboy. So here comes the payoff from Horn. Fouls it back. So a good at-bat he's worked in his first one here on the Cape.
Yeah, way to work back. Not allowing the count to eat him alive. He's going to fire himself and keep him alive in those counts.
Here's the payoff again. He dunked it in there as Zach Earhart down looking.
Yeah, Horn's able to paint the picture on the outside part of the plate. Does a great job of getting it out there. An even better job at that moment by Watson to push his glove out there to make it and frame it beautifully.
Nice backdoor curveball right there. Just snuck in there on the outer third.
So 2 away, and up steps big Alex Lane. First pitch is low.
Yeah, Hyannis in their Cape Cod Friday Night Reds.
Yeah.
Home teams on Cape Cod on Fridays wear red and camo hats in support of the troops and first responders all across Cape Cod and the country. So a nice little support here on Cape Cod on Friday nights to all make those ultimate sacrifices.
Here is the 1-1 to Lane. Clips the inside corner, count 1 and 2. Lane hitting an even .254, hits in 16 at-bats so far on the season. He's got 2 RBI to his name along with 4 walks. Here is the 1-2 from Horn. He struck him out swinging. Side struck out in order. As the Harbor Hawks go down 1-2-3. We're through 1 at McKeon Park. 3-0 Bourne here on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
That chip on the shoulder, that started at a very, very young age. People's expectations are, they're cool, they're fun, but mine are bigger.
When you play in New York, they want to see winners. It doesn't matter if it's a Monday or a Friday or a Saturday. You got to come with it, or those fans will let you know.
Pick one thing from me, pick one other thing from another player, make it your own, you turn to who you want to be.
What motivates me is the unknown. You know, how good can I be? You get away from the lights, get away from the camera.
Mientras más presente yo esté en la caja de batería, más éxito tengo.
Man, how can you not keep it fun, man? This is a kid's game.
If you could go back and tell 10-year-old Francisco one thing, what would it be?
Be a bad mother.
We welcome you back. Top of the second inning from McKeon Park. Less than ideal start for the Harbor Hawks as Mitch Farris lets up 3 in the top of the first, and then Garrett Horn strikes out the side in order in the bottom of the inning. So an inauspicious beginning to this game for the Hawks as Tamero, Watson, and Chifreda will start off the top of the second for Bourne. And yeah, Jacob Irons, you mentioned that this is a team in Bourne that really, really needed this kind of offensive start. And boy, they've come out firing.
Yeah, they have come out firing ultimately and have done a good job of being able to respond and be smart about how they are attacking pitches. They're not going first pitch swinging. They're waiting and working the counts to get in their favor.
First pitch from Farris. He is now out of that first inning, the toughest of the innings for all of the pitchers. As Tamero steps to the plate from Rivervale, New Jersey, goes to UConn. Here's the 1-0. Squares to bunt, and he's popped it up. Donay didn't see it at first. And it's bounced just in front of the backstop. Will fall harmlessly foul. Count 1-1.
Yeah, that's a popper off the bunt that went a mile into the air. If you had a little bit of a shorter backstop, you could have had Donay give a chase to it.
Here's the 1-1 to Tamero. Good pitch, makes him look silly. 1-2 the count. Only one hit so far for Tamero. He has walked, but each time he has gotten that hit and that walk, he's stolen a base. The 1-2. Did he go? He did not. Count even at 2.
Smart by Donay to play the tag no matter what, just in case he went around.
I like how he applied the tag, then asked for the appeal.
Yeah.
Made sure he had the sure out before he was asking
Ahead
for
of the
it.
game.
The 2-2 in the dirt. Count runs full.
Farris in that first inning got into a couple of 2-strike counts but wasn't able to finish off the hitter. We'll see if he can make an adjustment here and finish up Tamero.
Count has run full. Here is the payoff. It's a little dribbler, but that just runs foul, and we'll do it again. Tamero's a part of a UConn team that won the Big East, and they just lost out on doing the double of winning the conference in the regular season as well as the tournament. They lost in the championship to Xavier.
What an up-and-coming conference that is,
Oh,
Big
yeah.
East
Yeah.
baseball. And when you talk about it, you now have Seton Hall, Xavier, and UConn all staking their claim in that conference.
As the payoff is a fister off the hands, it's going to be a tough play, and there will be no throw made by Eric Snow. And, yeah, it's just so far one of those days for the Harbor Hawks and Mitch Farris.
Yeah, not your day if you're Mitch Farris. He ran a fastball in on him. Perfect location. That's about all you can do if you're a hitter with that pitch. And luckily for him, he hit it in a spot where the defense couldn't easily get to. So lucky single there.
Now, going back to that conversation about up-and-coming conferences, I'm really loving the CAA. We're seeing the talent all over the place as the runner goes on the first pitch. Donay will not have a throw, so Tamero, in 3 times on base this season, has successfully stolen all 3 times.
He got a crazy good jump off of that. There was no chance for Brode Donay behind the plate.
It'll be a 1-0 to Nolan Watson doing the catching today. As it's a fly ball out to right. Petrutz is stationed under it.
Tagging.
He makes the play. Tagging is Tamero. The throw into third is a weak one, and he will get in safely. So 1 out, and now another runner on third.
Yeah, good piece of thinking by Tamero to understand Petrutz was going to go deep into right field and was going to have the ability to tag. And great speed but there by Tamero to get the jump again, doing a great job of getting ahead and watching everything play out. Now you put another runner 90 feet away.
Yeah.
Careful with this guy.
Up steps Chufreda on the first pitch of this ball game. He sent one off the top of the scoreboard. That's the first home run the Harbor Hawks have given up this season. And, yeah, you mentioned it, Mickey, that we aren't seeing guys doing this in BP. So a really impressive shot by Chufreda to start this game off. He's quickly behind 0-2.
Yeah, before we even got settled in.
Yeah.
He sent one a long, long ways.
Wave and a miss. Much better outcome for Farris this time. The drop third strike goes down to first, and a big strikeout puts 2 away, and a fly ball will no longer score a run.
It's a crazy game baseball is, how you can hit one about 450 feet in your first at-bat. Probably not quite that, but somewhere around that. It looked like it. It felt like it. and then a 3-pitch strikeout in your second at-bat.
They say it in New York. A certain man says, that's baseball, Susan. As the first pitch to Shoji Naga is low. Man that says baseball, that's baseball, Susan. Radio play-by-play broadcaster for my New York Yankees, John Sterling. It'll be a 1-0 on Shoji Naga. Wave and a miss. Good off speed from Farris.
That curveball was in a perfect spot at a perfect time. Outer third, away. He got ahead of it. And if you get ahead of that, if you're not reaching out over the plate, which he wasn't, there's nothing you can do with that except make weak contact.
Lined into right, it's a base hit. And Tamaro will score. It's an RBI single for Shoji Naga. And it is a 4-0 Bourne lead here in the top of the second.
Once again, a good piece of hitting, just allowing the pitch to take it with them. Shoji Naga doing a good job now getting himself on base and once again continuing this scoring fest for the Braves.
A walk, a run scored, and an RBI single, all in 2 at-bats for Shoji Naga in 2 innings. First pitch to Michelle clips the outside corner for strike 1.
Struck out in the first inning is the first out of the game.
The first inning, they sent 7 hitters to the plate, did Bourne, scoring 3 runs. The 0-1, good fastball, 0-2 from Farris. Yeah, we haven't seen the issue be getting into those counts. It's just finishing those hitters off early on.
Yep.
100%. And now this is, I want to see him go off the plate here.
As the pitch was fouled off by Michelle as they had the hit and run on. Shoji Naga went.
What just happened there? Did the throw, I think home plate umpire threw it away a little bit, and it went towards the second baseman. That's William Bowers.
Yeah, he taking a piece of Mickey Garcia, and Chris Kane, the first and second base umpire, almost looking at each other in disbelief.
I didn't see it. Michelle took the pitch low. Count is now 1-2. Farris quickly gets it back, sets, and deals. Shoji Naga goes again, and it's fouled again. So nice early willingness to be aggressive on the base paths. We saw it with Tamaro, and now we see it with Shoji Naga. Donet has been active so far, hasn't even made a throw. 3 attempts, one of which was stolen without a throw. As here comes the 1-2, they check back at first. Smart check.
And when you go back to how active Shoji Naga has been, it's with Farris, a lefty pitcher as well, so he's seeing him move. And
They've got him picked off here. The throw down to second this time will get him. So at the beginning of the third, Michelle will start with the fresh count as Shoji Naga's caught stealing, but Paul Tamaro scores the 4th run in just the second inning. We're through 1.5 here on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. 4-0 Bourne.
Hey, Mama, what's up?
Did you switch my service from Verizon to T-Mobile? Yep.
T-Mobile has the only nationwide 5G.
Well, Mr. Know-It-all, let's see if you right about that.
Mama. Hey, Mama, I'm working.
It works at the pie shop.
T-Mobile's 5G works inside and out. Hey, what you need, Mama? I'm trying to watch the game with my boys.
It works in the park.
Oh, okay. Mama?
It works at the aquarium, in the parking garage, at the beach, in the elevator. It works in the movie theater, too. Oh, shush yourself. I'm talking to my baby.
You're driving me crazy.
I was just calling you to say thank you, baby. I love you.
I love you too, Mama. Yes, Mama.
It works in the kitchen. Hell, Mama.
Mama?
5G, it works in the club.
Who are you in a club with?
All about it. Hell, Mama.
So a strong first inning from Garrett Horn. He comes out for his second inning of work. And while we watch him, we will go over to Mickey Doolittle for a standings update early in this season.
Yeah, so we're going to start out in the East. It's Brewster leading that division with a 3-1-1 record at 7 points. Of course, you get 2 points for a win and 1 point for a tie, so 7 on the year for them. Harwich pulls up right behind him at 3-2, followed by YD. They're tied with Harwich at 3-2. Orleans and Chatham round out the East Division, and with the West Division, it's Jacob Irons.
And with the West Division, it's Katuitt pacing the West with a 4-1 record with 8 points, and they stay red hot. The Harbor Hawks will see them tomorrow. Hyannis standing in at 3-2 with 6 points. Wareham's behind them at 3-2 as well. Falmouth in fourth currently at a 1-3-1 with 3, and then the Bourne Braves, as we see them today, still winless, 0-4-1.
The first pitch to Billy Amick on the ground to third. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the second.
It's an interesting reshuffle of the standings this year. Of course, Bourne, the defending champions and the regular season champions in the West last year, and dead last right now, winless.
And ultimately, when you talk about summer baseball teams, it's very different than other teams that you can talk about because it is mostly full turnover. Almost 90% of your roster doesn't necessarily come back for year 2. So it's a different team. You have a different culture sometimes.
Your front office is back though most of the time. So if you have a front office has that winning culture, they can bring it in
100%. And when you look at Bourne, they've been to the past 2 as well.
Yep. Of course, they lost in 2021, and then won last year, won the title.
The 2-0 to Ian Petrutz in his first plate appearance for the Harbor Hawks is inside. He had that costly error out in right field in the first to score, that allowed a run to score. Horn sets and deals a 4-pitch walk in his first plate appearance. Not an at-bat, first plate appearance for the Maryland Terrapin. I got to see plenty of him this season, calling games for the Terps.
Yeah, and he's an interesting player. I personally am. I just love guys that use no batting gloves.
Oh yeah,
it's just, it's awesome. It's just how wood bats should be used.
Oh yeah, it's old school. Up steps Cam Smith, both batting gloves tightly on each hand, as the first pitch is skied into right foul territory. Over is Michelle, and across was Chufreda, and it drops in between him. Chufreda covered some ground on that play.
Yeah, wow.
But it's just dropped in front of him foul.
Yeah, when you talk about Chufreda, that is not an easy run as well, coming from the traditional right fielder's stance here at McKeon Park. And it's a pretty deep down the left field line, or right field line, that foul territory. So to get all the way there and have it drop only a couple feet in front of you really just shows the sentiment that he was grooving.
It's not quite Oakland Coliseum level of a ton of room in foul territory, but it's big.
It does jut out when you get down that right field line. We see as the bullpen, the visiting bullpen is down that line, so it gives them a little bit of space to work with. The 0-1 was a fastball zipped in by Horn. Cam Smith quickly behind 0-2. Horn deals outside. So Smith not having the summer.
From McKeon Park, I'm Bria Losick alongside head coach Eric Bates.
Once again, you find that situation where if you can take a moment, they will get there. Give them a couple more ABs. They will find it, and they will start connecting. It will translate soon enough.
The 1-2 is a weak grounder to third as Lloyd throws on to first for the shore out and gets Smith, and there are 2 away.
Great play by Lloyd to come across, uneven, low angle, and does a great job of fielding it into play and getting it off and over to first to Michelle. Great job. It's pretty hard, especially here sometimes at McKeon Park, and he fielded that back, especially with the speed that everyone on this Hyannis Harbor Hawks team possesses. To get it over there in time was a great play.
First pitch to Eric Snow is just high. Snow, a late addition to the lineup. Initially, it was Ben Williamson in at shortstop. He's a notable miss today. Had a bit of a knee issue, and he was a late scratch. As the 1-0 to Snow, dunked in with the curve, count even at 1. Horn has looked sharp so far through the early goings. Just the 4-pitch walk to Petrutz has been his only base runner as the 1-1 is inside.
And Snow here doing a good job of battling in the box to try and use the runner and put Trutz on second to get him across and try and be active and get runs.
Yeah, we saw him chip away at the lead yesterday. It didn't happen all at once for the Harbor Hawks, so just getting one across and then just building from there might have to be the way to go, especially with 2 outs. We have seen them string together hits with 2 outs in this young season already. As here comes the 3-1 to Snow. Long set from Horn as it's ripped out into left field, but just too hard as Kaji Castor right there to put away out number 3. So Horn works around the 1-out walk and puts him down again as we are through 2. It is 4-0 Bourne on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
We all have obstacles, challenges at different points in life. I still push myself every single day, and the harder I push myself, the more I find myself drawn to wearing UFOs. The first time I put on a pair of UFOs, it was like someone released the pressure. It was so crazy. When you are recovered and can do more, that has a compounding effect on all aspects of your life. Stepping into a pair of UFOs, they're truly one of a kind. There's nothing like them.
Best ever? Good question. Wait, why do you sound like Dr. J in your head? I've always sounded like Dr. J in my head, which means Dr. J's outside voice sounds like my inside voice? Which Coke? The doc would know. He got the world to call him doctor without going to med school. There's only one best ever.
Mitch Ferris lets up another run in the top of the second. We go on to the third now. It's a 4-0 Bourne Braves lead. As Ferris, he started well in his first start, but this isn't quite the rebound start that you would expect so far.
Once again, Ferris will find it, give him a couple innings of work, and you'll talk about it. You look at the Orleans situation where he got a little roughed up early, then found his jam. I expect to have that happen again.
He'll face 3, 4, 5 in Michelle, Foster, and Lloyd in this inning. As Michelle comes to the dish with a clean count because Cody Shojanaga got caught stealing to end the last inning. First pitch to Michelle, swung on and missed. The national champion in D2 winds and deals just outside. Brody Donay liked that spot. You see Donay, and we talked about it in past games, that Donay will give some instant feedback to his pitchers. If he likes a pitch, he's going to point his glove out there, let him know. As the 1-1, nasty in the dirt, 1-2.
And it goes to the fact of that they are calling their own pitches, that Donay is back there trying to play the mind game. So he also appreciates it when that pitch is there as well, because they know they're working together.
Yeah, that one was close there, and you could tell by the frame that Donay liked it.
Looked more like a slider there, a little bit flatter with more east to west action. He located it well.
The 2-2 just off the inside part of the plate, and the count runs full. And it's certain games where some pitchers, they'll work themselves into deeper counts, and some games they'll retire those hitters, and then other games they just can't finish off the hitters. It's been the latter so far, as Michelle just gets a piece to stay alive.
Now full count. Mick, what do you think? Off speed here?
I mean, statistically it's going to be a fastball, but he goes off speed.
And he got him looking. Really good off-speed stuff from Ferris to retire the first hitter.
And hey, tendencies are just tendencies. And, you know, if he throws, 50, 60% fastballs and 3-2 counts, that doesn't mean that's coming. It means that, if he mixes in that off-speed pitch, you can absolutely fool him. And that's exactly what happened right there.
That's exactly what happened, and Mitch Ferris goes short in his second straight outing. He lets up 4 runs but gets the first out of the third inning, and we will get back and give you the new pitcher for the Harbor Hawks after this.
Diet Coke? Who are you, my mom?
You should be so lucky,
Because you know what moms do? Well, I suppose we should start with the whole giving you life thing. It seems like that should be enough. No? Okay. What about her ability to send shockwaves through the neighborhood without saying a word? Or whip up a ridiculous handmade costume that you forgot to tell her about? Not to make you happy, but because she had a reputation to uphold. She invented rideshare, called it carpool, and did it for free. She didn't need those dating apps either. You copied her jeans, her spin, her shoes, her scrunchie, and whether you realize it or not, her music.
Why not?
Oh, and she can win any argument in 4 words.
Because I said so.
Everything you're trying to do, she's already done it, did it better, and she did it with a Diet Coke in her hand. So, drink what your mama gave you.
Welcome back to McKeon Park. Matthew Maloney, the new pitcher, on for the Harbor Hawks. So Farris's day ends early as the New Mexico State man, who just finished his season at New Mexico State, is currently in warming up. He will face Cam Foster once his warm-ups are done.
Yeah, Maloney here comes in. Has big rivalry potential as he came in relief versus New Mexico, and he blanked the Lobos in the cross-state rivalry. So he understands in high-leverage situations, and that's somewhat what the Harbor Hawks need to have happen here today is they need to try and limit the runs. You already had 4 put up against you in the first 2. Now if you can escape the third without allowing another run to come across, you will be in some strong showing. Now you're going to have to play a little bit of the pitch architecture, and you're going to have to try and figure out how everything works and build that house that you can stand firm with.
Yeah, pitch architecture being made up of a confusion-making cutter and a devastating knuckle curve. That's quoting from D1Baseball.com. And in 37 innings, Maloney posted a .24 ERA in the California Collegiate League last year. So no stranger to summer ball is Maloney.
Yeah, and having faced wood bats, that means something.
It really does.
Wood bats typically get softer contact earlier in the season, but once, hitters get used to it, that'll change a little bit more. And we're seeing it right now. That home run in the first inning is anything but proof.
So 1 out. The first batter is Cam Foster of Matthew Maloney's day. Yeah, it was going to be the third time. It was going to be the second time through the order, and it was a lefty that he would have faced. It would have been lefty-righty. So with the switch, bringing in the right-handed bats, that one could have been the crowd mic, as it's fouled straight back into the screen.
I think it hit the whiteboard leaning up against.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's cracked.
Oh yeah.
Wow. There's a whiteboard on the opposite side of that brick wall that you see lined with padding right behind home plate.
The 1-1 is the curveball fouled away.
Big, slow curveball here. He mixes it in with a cutter.
Man, that whiteboard is there for the scouts. Beautiful job by our baseball ops teams to pamper the scouts here. They've got the whiteboard with all the lineups, the schedule for the day, and making sure they are informed about who is playing throughout the day so that they can do their job effectively and scout some of the best players in the country.
1-2. He got him looking. Foster down on strikes. Good fastball on the outside part of the plate.
Great response from Maloney to come in. Your first batter, you get them to stand there in cement and not even move a bink. Great job by Maloney. That's a trendsetter, and that's a confidence boost when you get that first one.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And you mentioned the baseball ops guys. Great job finding Maloney as he's come in and set down his first hitter. There's a lot of baseball ops guys.
And they are all spectacular.
They're all amazing.
They're all amazing, and they know baseball better than anyone I think I've ever talked to when you talk about the different stats that they need, the interweaving of it to really try and figure it out. They know the game, and what's really interesting about Hyannis is baseball ops is going to find players themselves.
It's amazing how over the years baseball ops has gone from traditional scouting methods, watching a guy's swing, watching a guy's windup, watching his mechanics. That's obviously still a big factor of it, but it's also, for stats majors, for guys that look at these extremely nerdy numbers that none of us normal people will ever even begin to understand. Spin rates.
Yeah.
You know, average location.
Yeah, they have heat sheets down there for the scouts on any given night as well to figure out where pitchers are going.
The scouting reports that I will give you on air are about 10% of that scouting report on those cheat sheets.
The 1-2 pitch is just low. Count runs even at 2. Again, big shout out to our baseball ops department. They sit beneath us every game and do all of that hard work. And, I mean, they've put together some roster this year as well, just finding all the product. In Ben Williamson, we've seen stand out. We've seen Andrew Sundin stand out. We've seen the pitching stand out as well. As here's the 2-2 from Maloney, tipped into the screen again. As Farris, seemingly in his second start, he's gone short again. We saw 3 other pitchers in Lanthier, Frank, and Nichols feature against Orleans last week. So it's going to be a bullpen game again, starting with Maloney. Probably is in the scouting report as it's a hot shot to short. Snow comes up with it, fields and fires. A nice play after it boots up off the glove, the bare hand, and the fire on to complete the inning. First 1-2-3 inning of the day, and the first scoreless inning of the day held by Hyannis. 4-0 Bourne, as let's send it down to the 4th member of our team, Bria Lasek.
You may be wondering why the Harbor Hawks are not wearing their traditional orange and blue tonight, but it's Red Shirt Friday, which means we're honoring all veterans of the military. So all the guys, every single home game on Fridays will be wearing the red jerseys, and we have a special veteran that we're honoring tonight from the Harbor Hawks. That's Dan Johnson, our president. He served in the Air Force from 1986 to 1990. So I want to give out a special shout out to Dan. He said that the Air Force taught him so many valuable lessons. They put him through school, and he's just so thankful for that experience. And he said that Red Shirt Friday is a great opportunity to remind everyone of, the people that are serving and just give thanks for them on any day, not just Fridays. Back to you guys.
Well, thank you very much, Bria. We're back with the bottom of the 3rd. So it's a good bounce back and a good change so far from Coach Eric Beatty. He brings in Maloney to get the final 2 outs, gets a strikeout of Cam Foster and a weak contact out of Joey Lloyd. And up for the bottom of the 3rd will be Donay, Lipsy, and Laurie. As Garrett Horn back on the mound for his 3rd inning of work.
Yeah, Horn's been electric so far today, and we've known he can be electric. He just struggled with control a little bit, and we saw it in the first couple of hitters. He sent a couple to the backstop, but his control came back when it mattered most, late in counts, and was able to set them down. Of course, he went 3 for 3 on strikeouts in the first inning. And here he comes out with only a walk to his name through 7 hitters, excuse me.
8-9-1 starting with Donay. Just the 4-pitch walk to Ian Petrutz, as Mickey mentioned, is all that he's got so far. Other than that, it's just been straight set down so far. First pitch to Donay is upstairs. We've seen flashes of Donay's potential so far, and we might be seeing it here. Deep to left field. Yeah, that is long gone. Brody Donay with the first home run of this Harbor Hawks season. Oh, boy, that was a missile out to left field. Yeah, that's what Brody Donay can do. He's showing his potential now.
We talked about it. Brody Donay didn't have necessarily the start he wanted, but you go back to Wednesday's game against Falmouth. You circle that one off with Brody Donay's big double in the 4th inning to really start that climb back. Again, Brody Donay is staying hot. I think I can go out on a limb here, Mickey, and say he might have found the wooden bat, and he is continuing to show out every night.
We said earlier in the season that it's going to take these guys to adjust to the wood bats, and a huge part of that is power in finding the barrel of a wood bat because it is smaller. And Brody Donay, man, he has come out in the last couple of days and smashed the baseball. And in this game, the second home run of the game, is it safe to say that the Cape League is starting to figure out power?
Think so. As the 0-1 to Lipsy waved on and missed. I mean, that's no cheap shot. I mean, that is, we've got some trees deep out into left field. I mean, he hit it just about the height of those trees. That ball could have still been rising on its way out. We've talked to a few members of the staff about finding the sweet spot, it being different on wood bats than it is metal bats as Lipsy goes down looking. I don't think Brody Donay missed the sweet spot on that one.
No.
He knew exactly where it was on that swing.
It's almost a shame that those trees are out there and it's kind of an ambient outfield beyond the left field wall because it's kind of hard to gauge how far that ball went because I'd love to see a measurement on that one.
Oh, yeah.
Talk to the baseball ops guys on that.
Absolutely. First pitch to Laurie catches the outside corner for strike one. So a leadoff shot here in the third inning for Donay gets the Hawks on the board. A 4-1 deficit is what they face now. The 0-1 to Laurie is low.
And they're now within slam range to get back out in front of it. Like Mickey talks about, that 4 runs is really that defining factor sometimes in baseball.
The 1-1 from Horn. Tipped into the screen. Good swing, good cut. Laurie right on it. Count 1-2.
Yeah, Laurie comes in ranked second in the Cape Cod Baseball League with 6 RBIs on the summer. Also, if you can get him on, he has 3 stolen bases, which ranks third.
1-2 in the dirt.
Second only to Andrew Sundin, fellow Harbor Hawk.
Laurie had a really good year in JUCO with the College of Central Florida. He's committed to Tennessee for next season. He's worked himself back into this count as it runs full now. We've seen him play second and short on the young year so far.
Also leads the team in walks.
Here's the payoff from Horn. It's a shot out into right center field. That's deep. Back goes Chufreda. He settles under it about a step or two in front of the track to put away out number 2. So some loud contact so far in this third inning for the Harbor Hawks. 1 goes out and 1 just about stays in.
And now this is the part of the lineup where I start to raise some question marks how the Harbor Hawks will do, because now this is their second time through. Now they might figure out the tendencies of Horn and now have that ability to understand what they want to sit and what they want to look at and what they want to hit from Horn.
Batting averages rise the amount of times guys see pitchers. If a hitter sees a pitcher more, it's normally advantage hitter.
1-0 to Zach Earhart is low.
Earhart's a guy that got struck out looking, and then also that also has to apply for the home plate umpire as well about where the zone is and what pitches are being called in that favor.
The 2-0 to Earhart, tipped into the screen. They're right on it, and there was a bit of a head shake as to say, man, I missed that one. Count is now 2-1. So Earhart's put in some good cuts so far. Worked himself into a deep count in his first at-bat.
Former draftee by Boston in the 13th round in 2021.
The 2-1 thrown about 57 feet. It runs to 3-1. Similar to Laurie, Earhart also packed some speed. He led Oklahoma State with 11 stolen bases in the spring. 3-1. Did he go? He did not. And now Earhart walks, and there's a run around with 2 outs for Lane.
Good at bat there after striking out on the curveball. He struck out looking on the curveball back in the first inning. A good at bat there. You could tell he was seeing it a little bit better. There's some close pitches that he laid off.
So the 2-out walk brings up Alex Lane as the first pitch is low, just low, to the Northeastern product. Team leader in RBIs for the Huskies this season. As here comes the 1-0. Horn sets and deals. Did it hit him? No, but the pitch gets past Watson behind the plate and advances on to second. I think it was the spin that might have made it look like it went inside and kicked off of Lane, but it did not. Count as 2-0.
Now you put a runner in scoring position here, especially with the speed of Earhart, like Michael was talking about. They can make bat-on-ball contact and find a gap and get it through. You have to imagine Skipper Beatty will send him all the way.
2-0 is low. Now Lane a ball away from drawing a walk and bringing up the cleanup hitter Billy Amick, who has had a very nice start to the Cape himself as he awaits on deck.
Yeah, and just keep chipping away. That's what they did against Falmouth back on Wednesdays. Slowly but surely got back into it before they looked up and they were ahead on the scoreboard.
The 3-0 to Lane, taken all the way, and he took it low. So 2 straight walks with 2 outs to bring up Amick.
This is not a bad guy to have up here in a 2-out opportunity.
Now up steps Amick, and they'll go out and have a talk with Horn. So this is the first he's looked a little bit frazzled today. I mean, he was cruising early on, just the walk to Petrutz before Donay stepped up. And a guy up in Amick who had the season he had at Clemson, yeah, you're going to want to talk about it. But surprising news this morning, as they'll give just a quick talk. So it'll be 2 out for Amick. So 2 on and 2 out for the Clemson product. Had himself a year. So 2 on, 2 out. They won't be watching, so 1 pitch goes to the backstop. Lane will easily make his way down to second, as will Earhart to third.
Got a big hole between first and second with Shojinaga holding that runner on second.
1-0 is low, so 6 straight balls dealt by Horn.
And now you're in a spot after the conference. You just got to find that final out. You already have 2 banked. Just got to go get that other one.
So it'll be a 2-0 coming to Amick. He swings and sends one deep to left field. Back goes Castor. That ball is gone. And just like that, we are tied. 2 swings of the bat get the Harbor Hawks right back into it. And hey, we didn't have any home runs for the first few days, but it looks like the Harbor Hawks have found their power stroke here today.
In a massive bat flip from Billy Amick as he sent that one flying with a little bit of pizzazz to that home run. That beautiful, majestic shot out to left field that ties the game at 4, and it only took the Harbor Hawks 1 inning to get all the way back into this one.
Yeah, so much for chipping away. Just get it done all in one shot. And just like that, folks, we've got a ball game here at McKeon Park. 2 home runs, 2 majestic shots, 1 from Donay, and now 1 from Billy Amick, who continues his scorching hot start to the summer ball season here on the Cape. And that brings up Petrutz with 2 outs.
Do you think Billy Amick is comfortable with a wooden bat in his hand?
I think so. And I'll tell you one thing. No, go ahead, Jacob. Go ahead.
I'm just impressed. When you talk about a guy that, once again, already is playing for his team, has that team mentality when you talk about with Skip Eric Beatty, he comments on it all the time. It is just crazy what he already has been able to do, and just really goes to show you how much he gives to a team, and he's going to be a guy that's really going to shine at that next level.
2 for 2 back on Wednesday against Falmouth, 1 for 2 in his debut against Brewster on Tuesday. This is a guy that's immediately come in and had success on the Cape.
So it'll be a 3-2 to Petrutz. As here's the payoff pitch on the way. It's a chopper back to Horn. He barehands it. He bobbled it, but he just about recovers and makes the play to retire the Hawks, but not before the power surge has arrived at McKeon Park. 2 majestic shots from Donay, a solo shot to start the inning, and a 3-run shot from Billy Amick to tie the game at 4. We're through 3. That's the score here on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Diet Coke? Were you my mom?
You should be so lucky, because you know what moms do? Well, I suppose we should start with the whole giving you life thing. It seems like that should be enough. No? Okay. What about her ability to send shockwaves through the neighborhood without saying a word? Or whip up a ridiculous handmade costume that you forgot to tell her about? Not to make you happy, but because she had a reputation to uphold. She invented rideshare, called it carpool, and did it for free. She didn't need those dating apps either. You copied her jeans, her spin, her shoes, her scrunchie, and whether you realize it or not, Her music.
Why not?
Oh, and she can win any argument in 4 words.
Because I said so.
Everything you're trying to do, she's already done it. Did it better. And she did it with a Diet Coke in her hand. So, drink what your mama gave you.
We come back to start the top of the 4th, and it's a brand new ball game, boys. It was 4-0 at the end of the top of the 2nd, and we go to the top of the 4th now, and the Harbor Hawks have found themselves all the way back in this game, tying it up.
And you have to give credit to Matt Maloney there, who does a great job to respond to get 2 necessary outs in that 3rd inning. But now, where he came in relief, now he's going to try and hold off a couple so that the Hyannis bats can come back out. But what is more impressive, me and you were talking off air, Mickey, 4 runs on 2 hits. They did not waste anybody out there.
Yeah, no resources go to waste here at McKeon Park in the 3rd inning today. And just like that, man, 2 majestic home runs. Get your home run calls ready, boys, because they might come in bunches now.
First pitch to Jackson Castillo is low. Oh, no, it was in there for strike 1. It'll be 6, 7, 8. Castillo, Castor, and Tamaro. It'll be an 0-1 to Castillo. Maloney sets and deals upstairs, count even at 1. The 1-1. Chopped foul. Breakout year for Castillo from the College of Southern Nevada. Jacob Irons, the College of Southern Nevada.
Southern Nevada. Oh, shit.
Did we get him?
Southern Nevada. Hold on.
All right.
I'm already celebrating that it's taking him this long.
I think so, too.
Southern Nevada.
As we'll give you a sec to think on the 1-2 to Castillo as it's upstairs. Keep thinking. I don't know myself.
But Jacob Irons is.
I should know.
He prides himself.
I do.
Oh, of course.
On
I normally look at
knowing every mascot of every collegiate team.
I really do. I normally look at our rosters before, and I didn't get a time this morning.
I would have thought that's. I know he knows his stuff. As we see action in the bullpen, it's Dave Falco down the right field line.
Southern Nevada. I would have to go Bulldogs. That's my pocket guess. That is inaccurate.
As the 2-2 is down the left field line, foul territory. The bullpen vacates. That's a really tough play made by Cam Smith. He went into that bullpen. All of them had to get out of his way. They parted and allowed Smith to make a very tough play for the first out of the inning.
Have you guys ever seen the video of Shaq running towards the Lakers bench, or maybe it was when he was with the Heat, and the entire bench just runs away? Like, no one was trying to catch him. He was running full sprint trying to save a ball bouncing out of bounds. That's kind of like what that looked like, except, get out of the way to try and make your outfielder catch a pop fly.
First pitch to Cavi Castor in there for strike 1. We've got Jacob Irons, folks. Coyotes of Southern. Did Grant McNew say that?
I think he did.
Producer Grant McNew. I mean, we're getting you tomorrow. Then you better look over your roster, sir, because we've got a new Jacob Irons.
Okay. I missed 1 through 6 games.
Oh, yeah.
I think I'm pretty solid.
No, I thought you were proud of yourself. Well, I'll tell you. I'll give you some credit here.
Hold on. Did I also testify? He's got a laptop back there.
No, he wasn't looking that up. He wasn't looking that up. He was not looking that one up. Hey, Jacob, I'll cut you some slack. That's a community college, so I'll cut you some slack there. But that was rehearsed. I was ready to put you on the spot with that one. As here's the 0-2. It's upstairs. Oh, I got Jacob Irons there.
That one's tough. That one's a tough one. However,
and I might have offended him a little bit.
Hey, we'll get him back.
No hard feelings.
Oh, no.
No hard feelings.
We got how many more games? I got so many more mascots to go.
Oh, yeah. And we'll be making sure to throw him in there as the 1-2 is a weak grounder to first. It went off of Cavi Castor's foot.
I love how the immediate thought was replace Jacob Irons.
That wasn't my immediate thought. I was just putting some more pressure on producer Grant McNew. That's more what I was trying to do.
We're getting me out of this broadcast booth
my
really
God.
quickly.
Come on, man.
Michael was looking for an excuse.
Yeah.
What?
I'm
Don't
kidding.
put this on me.
I'm going to walk right out that door.
Here's the 1-2 to Castor. It's popped over our heads. We were waiting for a sound or something to signify it landed. Should I give you a chance to redeem yourself already, Jacob Irons?
All right.
So Kavi Castor plays. I know this one. He plays for Salisbury University. That would be.
Oh, boy. This isn't
This
good.
is a D3 school. This is a D3. I know this one.
They're not the – no, Middlebury's the Panthers. No. I don't – is –
The 1-2.
Is it a – it's Salisbury's not a bird. Oh, can I get a clue? Is it a bird?
It's a bird.
It is a bird. Seahawks? That would be my guess.
Is that your final guess?
No, I'll go Falcons.
Who sent Seagulls back here in our back row? Grant McNew's 2 for 2, everybody.
Grant McNew.
Grant McNew is 2 for 2.
That is a...
Okay.
Oh, he looked that one up.
All right. I knew we could not... Grant McNew back there.
looking it up.
Sneaky man.
Was he looking it up?
Sneaky man.
He didn't look
No
at the
way.
first one, but the second one,
he's got an innocent,
he admitted.
He's got a guilty look on his face, so maybe not. As here's the payoff to Castor. It's fouled back. Yeah, Salisbury, Maryland, so right by me in College Park. So that one I actually did know.
The Seagulls.
The
What?
Seagulls. You
A
said it.
nickname.
You
I
said
was
it.
about to say, that is an awesome mascot. Are there any other Seagulls that you can think of?
Let's see. I can't think of any. The only I know UNC Wilmington is the Seahawks. Salve Regina, D3 out here, are the Seahawks. I do not know another Seagull.
Okay.
All right.
I think that one's pretty unique. It's like
there you go.
It's like the Connecticut college Camels. I think that they stand on their own.
Nice.
Good at bat from Castor. He worked himself back into it and draws a walk.
What about the Missouri Tigers? That's pretty unique, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, with Clemson. Let's see. Let's run through. Clemson, Princeton. All right, I already got 2 and we haven't even moved. Let's keep. I don't
There
know
are
if that's
4 Tigers in the SEC.
How about the Fighting Irish? Now that's unique.
That is unique. I like that.
Can't say there are too many more Terrapins out there
Yeah,
either.
no.
I think that's one where there's a lot of high school knockoffs. It feels like there's a good amount of Fighting Irish high school mascots.
Well, probably.
Really?
Because I always feel like as a high school, there's a lot of Notre Dame high schools from around the area. Like in Connecticut, there's 2 Notre Dame high schools. And some of them take the Fighting Irish as their mascot, and then some others take their own. But I feel like, I don't know how many, I'd be interested to know how many Notre Dame high schools still carry the Fighting Irish as their nickname as well.
0-1 to Paul Tamaro in there for strike 2 as Maloney quickly ahead. Yeah, we've caught Jacob Irons on 2 so far.
This is a rough half inning.
Oh, this is great. I'm gonna tell you one thing, Jacob. I don't know how many times more we're gonna be catching you.
You now gave me.
I know. I basically gave you as many for the whole season as I thought in just a half inning.
And I'm gonna quote Michael Jordan here, and I took that personally. So I don't know how many more times we will allow that to happen.
No. I don't think Jacob Irons is going to allow it to happen at all. Here's the 0-2. They're putting together some good at-bats. Through all of our conversations, it might be getting lost that there are some really good at-bats being put together right now. Castor fouling a few off, forcing Maloney to throw ball 4. And even in an 0-2 count now, Tamaro has staved off a few.
Yeah, Tamaro here is doing a great job of protecting the plate and trying to take advantage with a runner on, especially after allowing 4 to plate back in that bottom half of the 3rd.
The 0-2, it gets past Donay as Castor will move to 2nd.
Now in this spot, you put a runner in scoring position, still with 1 away. It can get a little challenging here, but Maloney just needs to take a breath and focus on the batter. You're not working with nothing. You got 3.
Tamaro hit above 425 games, starting 15 of those for UConn. Another common mascot in the Huskies. Here is the 1-2. As it's on the ground to short, this will advance the runner to 3rd as Snow fields and puts away Tamaro for out number 2.
And that's a huge play by Castor on getting to be able to advance on that wild pitch because that eliminated the double play ball. That is a textbook double play ball that you could have taken too, and already Hyannis could have been in their dugout, but that wild pitch allows now to put Castor all the way at third with 90 feet away to try and retake the lead the Bravos are.
And I think that's what they're going to be talking about here, how to navigate Nolan Watson to say, yeah, well, that's just how it rolls sometimes, and knowing that the go-ahead run is 90 feet away. And it was your doing. That's how he got there, was that wild pitch. So just lock it in here and just keep this thing tied for the offense to do their thing in the bottom of the inning. As now Dave Falco, the Maryland Terrapin, as we were mentioning, not many of those mascots around in the Terrapins, but Dave Falco is warming, and he looks a bit toasty down the right field line too, so he could be ready at a moment's notice, as we could have a few bullpen arms down the other line ready at a moment's notice, and they are going to go to the pen as Matt Maloney's day is done prematurely, and we will let you know about who that pitcher is on the other side of this break. It's a big at-bat coming up for the new reliever, and we'll tell you all about him on the other side as on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Your future begins at Dean College.
Make a difference. Leave your mark. Break the mold.
Be a leader.
Achieve unimagined heights.
Believe in yourself. Make lifelong friends.
This is your time.
Your place.
Your home. Your Dean.
It all starts here at Dean College.
We welcome you back to McKeon Park. Jamie Arnold, the new pitcher. We saw him a few games ago, striking out 6 batters in a row in Wareham. He comes on in a big spot here with the go-ahead run 90 feet away.
Yeah, and Arnold was the pitcher that came in that prompted the weather delay of Wednesday's game that ultimately was canceled, and Harbor Hawks were able to work out of the wind and get the win out of the 6-5 victory. So Arnold comes in here almost 2 days later after getting the league-wide off day yesterday to now find himself pitching and here early in the top of the 4th.
Yeah, Arnold has looked strong so far, and it will be him we see next. So you think that when Mitch Farris pitches that you'll see more of a bullpen day, and you're going to hope for some longevity out of the bullpen. We saw Arnold go 2 1/3, pitch 7 outs, 6 of those outs coming via the K. Just needs one here to keep this game tied and send things to the bottom of the 4th, knotted at 4.
Jamie Arnold in his first outing went 2 1/3 innings, did not give up a single base runner. He faced 7 hitters and set 7 down, and 6 of them were via the K.
First pitch misses, ball 1. So a big spot as they even elect to go with the lefty against the righty in Nolan Watson. 1-0 waved at and missed for strike 1. We're in the top of the 4th. Hyannis faced a 4-0 deficit after 2 as the 1-1 is a fly ball out to left. Over is Smith, and Arnold does his job, and we may even see him in the following innings. He strands the runner at 3rd and keeps the game tied 4 apiece. We go to the bottom of the 4th. That's the score here on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Retirement strategies come in all shapes and sizes. One strategy does not fit all when it comes to reaching your retirement goals. And considering all your options may be, well, more than you want to think about. So whether you're looking to retire or already living in retirement, you need a strategy tailor-made for you.
Fairway Financial can create a personal retirement strategy just for you, designed to take care of you and your loved ones. Call
Your future begins at Dean College.
Make a difference. Leave your mark. Break the mold.
Be a leader.
Achieve unimagined heights.
Believe in yourself. Make lifelong friends.
This is your time.
Your place.
Your home. Your Dean.
It all starts here at Dean College.
We welcome you back, bottom of the fourth action at McKeon Park, and well, this may not be my favorite day in the world because
he is a picky eater. We've already established
extremely
this.
Picky eater, extremely. And what do we have here in front of us? Oh, a little bit of New England clam chowder, fellas.
Yeah, Friday Night Bites, our Friday night series. We will be bringing you the taste of every ballpark we are at on Friday nights. We might have to bring a couple specials because we got 10 games to go through in 10 fields, so we got to make sure we try everyone. But we're starting here at Hyannis, and we got clam chowder.
Yeah, Hyannis is known for the clam chowder. McKeon Park is known for the clam chowder around the league. So, guys, let's dig in.
Let's dig in.
You guys do you guys like the crackers in the?
I'm an oyster cracker guy.
I think so.
I'm all in on the oyster crackers.
Now I want to say one thing. I gotta say this smells pretty good, and I can't say that about many of the foods. As
I'm just gonna put in a little into yours because Michael here has never tried clam chowder.
Wait, is this one all for me? I hope not.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be.
No,
good.
I'm helping you out
good.
with
No, I don't want it.
That's
I don't
some
want
good clam chowder.
Yeah. I'm a fan of mixing it up.
We'll keep it here in the booth for just a second. I do want a quick note that Dave Falco is now on for Bourne, and Cam Smith will step to the plate. And I got to get a spoonful of this. I can't lie. It actually smells really good. I'm gonna.
We got to give
pick
a rating
this up real quick.
out of 10.
Gonna pick this up really fast.
This is. I've only heard rave reviews about this.
What is this right here next to the
clam.
crab?
I think
it's
potato or a clam. I think I can. Or
Oh.
scallion? I don't know.
Oh, so scallions would be fine. Am I the first bite here?
Yeah, go. Yeah. This is all you.
All right.
First bite of clam chowder for Michael Kirsting here.
Wow. I mean, I gotta say this is not something I do unless this was on the broadcast. And
So you're saying you wouldn't try it without us being on camera?
I probably could say that. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I can't.
All
lie.
right. Listen.
We're going for another one here.
Whoa, two.
We're going for
It's
another.
going for two.
We're going
No
for
way.
another.
You're crazy. Jacob, you and I are going to get him into some good food.
Oh, I know.
We're going to introduce Michael Kirsting into good food this summer.
I don't know about you, Mickey. You're not a picky eater, I have to imagine.
Yeah, I'm open to trying new things.
All right. I'm about as open as they can be. My mom, thank you, Mom. I love you. I will eat basically anything as long as it's out there in front of me. So I'm willing to try it. If we got some wild and wacky stuff around Cape Cod, I'm willing to try it. It can only be, like, if it's sanctioned to be eaten, I think it's only gets good.
Oh, my word. I'm scared of this. As Cam Smith goes down swinging for the first out of Dave Falco's outing. And up steps Eric Snow.
You know, this clam chowder, it's fantastic. And I don't know if that's because I'm just extremely hungry right now.
Yeah, I think you guys are also lucky. You're catching me hungry right now. I am hungry myself.
So that's when we need to introduce him to new food.
Yeah.
When
Well,
he's
luckily,
hungry.
I'm never saying when I'm hungry again. At least not around here. I won't
That's
be.
really creamy. They definitely.
I know.
It's creamy. They did a really good job.
It's better like that, I think.
Can you guys give your rating first so I know where to base it a little bit?
Out of 10?
Yeah.
I haven't had a ton of clam chowder in my life, so I don't know extremely what to base it off of, but I'm going to go like a 7.5, 8, which is a good score for me.
I think that's
50
that's a
is a
healthy
very
rating.
50 is average for me, so like 5 out of 10, it's like a C.
Yeah. So my mom makes the best clam chowder ever. We have it always on Christmas. So I can never dethrone my mom for my number one. But right now, I would have to say it stands in at like a 7.
At a 7? Okay.
Yeah, 7-1, 7-2, 6-9, somewhere around there, low 7s. Definitely not the worst I've had.
Oh.
But nothing will be able to dethrone my mom's. So I'm really happy with this.
Yeah,
This is great ballpark clam chowder.
I don't feel like this is going to be anything. I think this is pretty good, right? I mean,
Yeah, this is
where clam chowder comes in.
I think Harwich has clam chowder as well, so that's interesting. So
is
we
that
could try
something
that
we're gonna
again.
have to try.
I think we got to try that as well.
Okay,
at
It's not going to
Harwich.
come close to this.
No, you don't think so, huh?
We won't
Okay.
we won't have the Hyannis home bias there.
I think we will have the.
Okay.
All right. So we've got 2 outs now, and I mean, if you guys are, I mean, what is 6.5 a bad score? I mean, I just don't know how to. I don't know how to rate this. I've never had clam chowder, so I don't know what to rate it on. Is it a 1 to 10 scale? Producer Graham McNew, think so? Yeah, I think I'm in that same neighborhood of 6.5, 7. I think it'll take a few more clam chowders to truly determine it, but I feel like this was pretty good.
I love how he has one. We make him try it on air, and he's already got clam chowder on the brain.
I think I do. Isn't that crazy? And we saw Eric Snow ground out to second. Now Brody Donay behind in the count 1-2. Falco's pitch on the ground to third, fielded by Lloyd, and punches out Donay. So a strong start to the season from Dave Falco. As we're through 4, it's tied 4-4, and we're going to go chow down on our clam chowder as we bring it back to the top of the 5th. 4-4 here between Bourne and Hyannis on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Gannon's Tavern is the home of incredible wings, handcrafted cocktails, ice-cold beer, and Keno. Their innovative tavern menu features seafood, great sandwiches, steaks grilled to perfection, and stunning specialty dishes. There's no better place to watch your favorite New England pro football team than Gannon's Tavern, in their large bar or outside on their covered deck, complete with TV and sound. Gannon's Tavern, 959 Burses Way, Hyannis. Like them on Facebook and Instagram.
Yes, soon at Gannon Tavern.
With Hood Milk, you can trust your family is getting high-quality milk in every nutritious and delicious drop. It begins here on farms that Hood selects, with farmers who uphold the highest standards and who pledge to never use artificial growth hormones. And you'll see that care continue right to your home with our Light Block bottle, which protects the fresh taste of your milk. At Hood, we never stop caring about our milk because you never stop caring about your family. Always good, always Hood.
To the top of the 5th we go, and Jamie Arnold will come back on. He got a big out, stranded a runner at third to end the top of the 4th as we take a look at his stats from the college season.
Yeah, Arnold sporting a 6.34 ERA with 24 appearances and 44 innings pitched, and Arnold comes in here and so far has been really solid. Talked about during his post-game press conference and to our Bria Lasic earlier about how he just comes in and has a great mentality, just hammers the zone with his fastball and really tries to put it where they are not every given time he's out there. Arnold just has great mentality, and I'm excited to see how he comes out again in really pitches and continues to be a dominant pitcher.
Yeah, and he's really, really tough on lefties with that lower 3/4 release. He's going to come through, and it almost looks like if you're a left-handed hitter that ball is being released behind your back, and then you got to watch it come all the way back across the plate. So really, really tough pitcher to face.
Yeah, hurls strike one straight on in. It'll be an 0-1 to Pete Chufreda. Wave and a miss at the Frisbee slider. He's quickly behind 0-2 with Chufreda. He hit a missile to start off the game on the first pitch of the game off the top of the scoreboard here at McKeon Park. But in 2 at-bats since, he's gone down swinging both times.
It's the fastball. It has great movement on it, and it continues to be one of those pitches that is just out of the zone in a great placement, and it's pure power. That is a 90-mile-an-hour fastball coming in there, and Arnold throws everything he has behind it.
So quickly one away for Jamie Arnold, and he hurls the first pitch to Shojanaga low. Shojanaga walked and scored in the first, and then batted home a run himself in the second. The 1-0 in there for strike one. Be lefty v righty as Arnold winds and deals in there for strike 2. Now, talking about the fastballs, 87%, that's what he threw against Wareham.
And he's just working the corners here. He's painting everything on the black, just like right there.
And he's got it there again as Shojanaga goes down looking. And this is a familiar spot, 2 Ks in a row for Jamie Arnold. This one looking on Shojanaga, really, really good hitter.
Yeah, once again, Arnold continuing where he left off with strikeout after strikeout. Another strikeout here that is really solid, and now trying to work out of this inning.
Just inside to Garrett Michelle, who has also struck out both of his times up at the plate. Teammates with the man sitting just behind him, squatting just behind him in Brody Donay at Virginia Tech. As this guy was part of a travel team that ranked 4th nationally at a point, even won a world championship. The 2-0. Served out into left center field. That's deep. Back goes Smith. He turns and looks, and it one hops the wall. Around first goes Michelle, and the throw comes in to the cutoff man, leading it off at third. It's a 2-out double for Michelle.
Yeah, Michelle just gets a great piece of it and puts it right in between Smith and Earhart, and it's in that tough position where it's a lot of ground for Smith to cover and has to take the one hop off the wall, and now he's standing on second with 2 outs away. This is a big moment.
Yeah, big moment for Cam Foster, who was 0 for 2, but his ground out scored a run in the top of the first. Wave and a miss. Man, it was clear what he was trying to do with that pitch. As Cam Foster stands tall in that box, 6'4", 225 out of Liberty. As the 0-1 is taken outside. He often stands behind today's starting pitcher, Garrett Horn, at Liberty. As here comes the 1-1, Arnold sets and deals in at the knees, and really another great fastball. Count goes to 1-2.
Arnold has done a great job of his command. He finds the zone continuously, and there's never in question whether Jamie Arnold will have his stuff.
Oh yeah, and that's that slider right there. That's dirty from Jamie Arnold, and he works around that 2-out double and sets down 3 more batters via the strikeout. We're through 4.5, and it is still 4-4 as we are just about halfway home here at McKeon Park.
That chip on the shoulder, that started at a very, very young age. People's expectations are, they're cool, they're fun, but mine are bigger.
When you play in New York, they want to see winners. It doesn't matter if it's a Monday or a Friday or a Saturday. You got to come with it, or those fans will let you know.
Pick one thing from me, pick one other thing from another player, make it your own, you turn to who you want to be.
What motivates me is the unknown. You know, how good can I be? You get away from the lights, get away from the camera.
Mientras más presente yo esté en la caja de batería, más éxito tengo.
Man, how can you not keep it fun, man? This is a kid's game.
If you could go back and tell 10-year-old Francisco one thing, what would it be?
Be a bad mother.
Back for the bottom of the 5th. I mean, it might have gotten lost in us chowing down on some New England clam chowder, but Dave Falco out of the University of Maryland put together a really, really strong inning.
Yeah, a strikeout, a ground out, and another ground out against some tough hitters, Cam Smith, Eric Snow, and Brody Donay. Of course, Donay hit that bomb out to left field earlier in the game. Now he's got 9-1-2 to start off the bottom half of the 5th inning, and that leads off with Trey Lipsy, the DH.
First pitch to the Ohio State Buckeye is outside. As the Terps and the Buckeyes faced off in Columbus earlier in the year. And it was no surprise Maryland was going to always take that series. They haven't lost a series in the conference since 2021. In 2022 and 2023, taking at least 2 out of 3 from every 3-game series.
That is just an impressive feat, especially in the Big Ten, with you talk about all the potent teams there are in that conference, and they're going to get a couple more here in a couple years as well with USC and UCLA.
Oh, yeah. As it'll be a 2-1 count on Lipsy, facing a familiar foe as he fists one off the hands and dunks it in for a leadoff single to start off the bottom of the 5th.
A great piece of hitting by Trey Lipsy, finding it and putting it in that center right field gap and dunks it right behind the second baseman. Shojanaga in that situation, in that spot. Get it down, now you get a runner on, and you're in a big spot.
Yeah, and that's your job as a 9-hole hitter.
Yeah.
Just get on, set the table for the top of the lineup, and that's exactly what Lipsy did.
Be that second leadoff there.
Yeah.
Create more runners on, and especially when you have Brad Keylori behind you, and if he can get on as well, now you've put 2 on for Zach Earhart.
Yep, talking about stringing the hits together, that's what this team has done really, really well so far this season. Falco got roughed up in the beginning of the year with the Terps, had a strong non-con schedule, taking themselves out to Minnesota for a tournament, as this could be 2. There's one, on to first, it's a double play. And Laurie not happy, he thought he beat it, but it's ruled a 5-4-3 round the horn double play, and there are quickly 2 away.
Yeah, Bourne's 6th double play of the year. They rank 2nd so far through the young season in double plays, showing why with great communication between their middle infielders to get over to second and be there in time to turn.
Loin to Shojanaga to Michelle as the Braves went around the horn. Back to the point from earlier that Falco had been roughed up but finished the season really strong, allowing only 4 runs in around 20 innings pitched in his last 10 games out of the back end of the Maryland Terrapins bullpen. Batter's only hit .220 against him all year. A 1-0 to Zach Earhart. Slap foul. Yeah, boys, that clam chowder, it's sitting nice. It's definitely. I was hungry.
Nice.
It is. I was hungry before. I can't say I'm hungry now. That was satisfying.
Once again, I think this is going to be a full-fledged day of the entire arms of the pitching staff as Mason Nichols from Ole Miss getting his work on and getting ready.
As it's on the ground to second, Shojanaga fields and puts it away. So after the leadoff single, the Harbor Hawks go down in order. We're through 5, still knotted at 4 here on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
That chip on the shoulder, that started at a very, very young age. People's expectations are, they're cool, they're fun, but mine are bigger.
When you play in New York, they want to see winners. It doesn't matter if it's a Monday or a Friday or a Saturday. You got to come with it, or those fans will let you know.
Pick one thing from me, pick one other thing from another player, make it your own. You turn to who you want to be.
What motivates me is the unknown. You know, how good can I be? You get away from the lights, you get away from the camera.
Mientras más presente yo esté en la caja de batería, más éxito tengo.
How can you not keep it fun, man? This is a kid's game.
If you could go back and tell 10-year-old Francisco one thing, what would it be?
You're a bad mother.
Mason Nichols starts us off in the top of the 6th. Was a good performance, as it seemingly has been for these first 2 games. I mean, if we can expect what we've seen from Jamie Arnold out of these first 2 games all season long, they've got a real lockdown middle reliever guy as he hands it off to Mason Nichols in a tie game here in the top of the 6th.
Yeah, and Nichols is a very simple guy. Fastball slider is pretty much all he'll throw. That slider, some good east-west movement, but it also goes a little bit north-south. And his fastball, it's very good as well. So Nichols, you know, good for Ole Miss this year, good enough to pitch in the SEC at a pretty decent level. And this is a guy that, in the Cape, can make some real noise.
Yeah, he really can. And when you talk about that Ole Miss power he's going to bring here, and this is the opportunity to show out in front of scouts and have that opportunity to go and display what you can do. And I think Mason Nichols is a prime opportunity of why you come to Cape Cod, is he's going to come out here and show what he has the potential to do.
In his first outing against Chatham, Nichols went 2 1/3 innings. He struck out 3 and only walked 2 without giving up a hit.
And it's exactly that. Mason Nichols can come in and be one of those top-tier players on Cape Cod. And I'll be interested to see how they use him. We see him in this relief, this middle relief outing almost. If you go back to that Chatham appearance, he was a middle reliever as well. I like him in this spot for the Harbor Hawks because of his attacking of batters, and he allows it not to get on him.
And Jamie Arnold's day is closed, and it's another dominant effort from him. He gave up that double off the wall, but other than that, he was perfect. An inning and a third, 3 strikeouts and no walks.
So it'll be Lloyd to start us off. 5, 6, 7 for the Braves. So I was mentioning, talking about it earlier in the game when we were talking about up-and-coming conferences as we take a look at Nichols' stats on the year with Ole Miss. I was talking about it, saying that the Colonial Athletic Association has just been up and coming because of these two, because of 1, Ben Williamson, and 2, Lloyd, as he takes the 0-1 low. But yeah, I mean, the SEC, just a perennial powerhouse as Nichols featuring from this Ole Miss bullpen.
Yeah, the SEC just continues to produce at a high level within college baseball. Correct me if I'm wrong, they got 2 this year in Omaha?
Yes.
In LSU and then Tennessee. So once again, punching 2 tickets. The ACC got 2 as well. Power 5s are really starting to punch their tickets in college baseball. But then
2-1 to Lloyd, just foul.
But then you have the shocker of the Men's College World Series in Oral Roberts, who comes in, wins game 1 today against the Horned Frogs. Big opportunity there for them.
Florida is also in the
Florida's
College
also
World Series. 3.
So
yes.
3, yeah.
Yes. My mistake.
And we'll see if Jack
Can't
Caglianone.
Can't forget the Gator Chomp.
Can't forget the chomp. We'll see if Jack Caglianone comes up to the Cape after the Florida season ends, as a wave and a miss from Lloyd starts off the top of the 6th on a positive note for Nichols.
Like we talk about, getting that first batter is able to really set the momentum and set your confidence in your appearance when you're able to get him in that first at-bat.
That'll bring up Jackson Castillo. Singled in the first and flew out in the 4th.
First pitch catches the inside corner. And yeah, it was this guy who we got Jacob Irons on with the College of Southern Nevada. I'm never going to let him forget it.
Tough one, the Coyotes.
And yeah, and there we go. Now he doesn't forget it.
Nope, that will get locked in my chamber there.
0-1 is outside. From March 10th until the end of the season, he hit safely in all but 2 games. So extremely productive work from Castillo.
Yeah, nice fans on hands here tonight.
Yeah.
For a nice Friday night action.
1-1 clips the bottom of the zone for strike 2.
Gentleman in the first row had the new Harbor Hawks hat on.
Yeah.
With the orange striping down the sides of it.
Castillo owns, coming into this game, it was one of 3 home runs. Now it's 4 on the year as he smokes one out to right center field. That's deep. over, and it bouncing off the wall and fielding it is Earhart. He throws in, and it is cut off. It's a one-out double for Castillo. He smoked that one out into the gap in right center.
Yeah, and it could have been a little bit more. It went off the end of the bat just a little bit, and if it had hit that barrel, it might have ended up over the wall.
Yeah, and just once we talk about finding a little bit more of that perfect spot here, if you play the show, it's a little bit harder on these wooden bats, but maybe move it an inch either direction, he would have been able to find it.
Up steps Caster. Wave and a miss. Big swing.
There it is. Is that an LSU shirt on?
There it is, yep.
Yeah, LSU with the Hyannis Harbor Hawks away hat.
It'll be an 0-1 to Caster.
That's the beauty of the Cape, is that fans from all college teams can come across and set aside their differences and root for one Cape
Exactly.
team.
That's the beauty, because like we talk about, these are super teams getting all these players from all around the country, and those inner rivals and conferences somewhat get pushed to the backside because now you're my teammate for 2 whole months and hopefully a little bit of the third.
Hopefully a lot of the third.
The 0-2, fly ball into right field. This could be trouble. Earhart loses his hat, and Petrutz and Earhart collide, and they're both down. They have to get the ball in, and they're going to stop the runners at third. That's a really hard collision between Earhart and Petrutz, and that's going to send the trainer and manager Eric Beatty out really fast, out to right field. That's a scary collision, as both Earhart and Petrutz remain down.
That is not what you want to see right now. In both of them going all out for that ball, and both of them slide. That's just unfortunate.
Earhart is sitting up. It looks like Petrutz may have taken it a little bit harder as he remains in the place that he was. We're going to have a few more people come on the field to take a look at this. That did not look good. That looked like a high-speed collision.
Yeah, and we'll take us to a commercial here as we get this sorted out. You're watching Hyannis Harbor Hawks Baseball on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Hey, Mama, what's up?
Did you switch my service from Verizon to T-Mobile? Yep.
T-Mobile has the only nationwide 5G.
Well, Mr. Know-It-All, let's see if you right about that.
Mama. Hey, Mama, I'm working.
It works at the pie shop.
T-Mobile's 5G works inside and out. Hey, what you need, Mama? I'm trying to watch the game with my boys.
It works in the park.
Oh, okay. Mama?
It works at the aquarium, in the parking garage, at the beach, in the elevators. It works in the movie theater, too. Oh, shush yourself. I'm talking to my baby.
You're driving me crazy.
I was just calling you to say thank you, baby. I love you.
I love you too, Mama. Yes, Mama.
It works in the kitchen. Tell Mama.
Mama?
5G, it works in the club.
Who are you in a club with?
All about it. Tell Mama.
That chip on the shoulder, that started at a very, very young age. People's expectations are, they're cool, they're fun, but mine are bigger.
When you play in New York, they want to see winners. It doesn't matter if it's a Monday or a Friday or a Saturday. You gotta come with it, or those fans will let you know.
Pick one thing from me, pick one other thing from another player, make it your own, you turn to who you want to be.
What motivates me is the unknown. You know, how good can I be? You get away from the lights, you get away from the camera.
Mientras más presente yo esté en la caja de bateo, más éxito tengo.
Man, how can you not keep it fun, man? This is a kid's game.
If you could go back and tell 10-year-old Francisco one thing, what would it be?
You're a bad mother.
We all have obstacles, challenges at different points in life. I still push myself every single day, and the harder I push myself, the more I find myself drawn to wearing UFOs. The first time I put on a pair of UFOs, it was like someone released the pressure. It was so crazy. When you are recovered and can do more, that has a compounding effect on all aspects of your life. Stepping into a pair of UFOs, they're truly one of a kind. There's nothing like them.
Best ever? Good question. Wait, why'd he sound like Dr. J in your head? I've always sounded like Dr. J in my head, which means Dr. J's outside voice sounds like my inside voice? Which Coke? The doc would know. He got the world to call him doctor without going to med school. There's only one best ever.
We all have obstacles, challenges at different points in life. I still push myself every single day, and the harder I push myself, the more I find myself drawn to wearing UFOs. The first time I put on a pair of UFOs, it was like someone released the pressure. It was so crazy. When you are recovered and can do more, that has a compounding effect on all aspects of your life. Stepping into a pair of UFOs, they're truly one of a kind. There's nothing like them.
Best ever? Good question. Wait, why'd he sound like Dr. J in your head? I've always sounded like Dr. J in my head, which means Dr. J's outside voice sounds like my inside voice? Which Coke? The doc would know. He got the world to call him doctor without going to med school. There's only one best ever.
Diet Coke? Were you my mom?
You should be so lucky, because you know what moms do? Well, I suppose we should start with the whole giving you life thing. It seems like that should be enough. No? Okay. What about her ability to send shockwaves through the neighborhood without saying a word? Or whip up a ridiculous handmade costume that you forgot to tell her about? Not to make you happy, but because she had a reputation to uphold. She invented rideshare, called it carpool, and did it for free. She didn't need those dating apps either. You copied her jeans, her spin, her shoes, her scrunchie, and whether you realize it or not, her music.
Why not?
Oh, and she can win any argument in 4 words.
Because I said so.
Everything you're trying to do, she's already done it, did it better, and she did it with a Diet Coke in her hand. So, drink what your mama gave you.
We welcome you back to McKeon Park. Both players have gotten up. Ian Petrutz has left the game, walked off under his own power, as Zach Earhart has actually stayed in the game. He's attempting to stay in the game for a little longer. We will see how his status looks. But we are back to playing baseball here at McKeon Park. Justin Casella is out in right field for Ian Petrutz. Again, Petrutz walked off under his own power. And now Paul Tamaro steps up, and we are ready to resume the action here from McKeon Park. Runners are on second and third, 1 out.
Lanthier in that previous at-bat got the contact he wanted, but it was just placed in a good spot. So now he's got to work out of a big jam and a strikeout situation.
Shows bunt, and it's gotten down really nicely, but it's just trickled foul. It was dancing on the line for just a minute, but did eventually roll foul.
I like Bourne here trying to manufacture some runs. They understand how big this opportunity is with 2 in scoring position. Why not play a little small ball and try and put the bunt down?
Looked like a safety squeeze there, so it was read off the bat by Castillo.
Yeah, clear communication from the Bourne players and coaching staff. Something to watch for the Hyannis infield here.
Corner's in.
Here's the 0-1. They square again, and this one has gotten down. Amick flips home the tag. Got him! Huge play from Amick. His momentum was taking him home, and all he had to do was locate the shuffle to Donay, who applied the tag to keep this game tied.
A great play by Billy Amick, like you talked about, Michael. His momentum's bringing him through. It gets caught up in a little bit of the grass in there, so it allows time for him to get there. Great low throw from Billy Amick, too. He doesn't push it too high where Donay can't get it. Does a great job of getting a low throw so that he can just snap the tag right down.
That's a huge out. Very, very well executed from the Hyannis defense. And Billy Amick I mean, we know we can play some first, some outfield, but sporting it off at third as well, showing his knowledge, and that looks like that could be the end of Mason Nichols' day. So now runners on the corners. The Hawks will go to the bullpen again to look for one more big out with a runner, with the go-ahead runner 90 feet away. We'll tell you about the new reliever after this. But
as we'll go to Bria Lasik, who's down there on the sidelines to really get us caught up.
This game means more. That's what Coach Beatty told me before the game today because of the opponent, the Bourne Braves. The last time the Braves were here, they eliminated Hyannis from the 2022 playoffs, and that was an emotional game for that team. They got so close by the end of the season, and there were a lot of tears coming from those guys' eyes. So, you know, Beatty, he remembers that, and this game just means more for him because of that, but also because he played at Bourne when he was in the Cape League. He became inducted into the Cape League Hall of Fame and also registered the second lowest ERA in the league history. So this opponent right here, it's not just another game for manager Eric Beatty. This is the one. Back to you guys.
Well, thank you, Bria. So we come back. There are still 2 away. Runners are on the corners, and it's going to be, again, more work for the bullpen, more big outs. And it's going to be Ethan Lanthier to look for the big out as we get a look at his numbers.
Yeah, he was great at St. Cloud State this year. 1-2 record, 4.84 ERA in 14 appearances. Just over 35 innings of work and a pretty decent strikeout to walk ratio at 44-22.
Yeah, and when you talk about a fastball, his is hard. It's one of the hardest on Cape Cod. And Lanthier has continued to come in and be impressive so far. And when Hyannis is needed an out, Ethan Lanthier has come in and done the job.
So 5th pitcher on the day for the Harbor Hawks. So I think when you're sending Mitch Farris out to the mound and your manager Eric Beatty, that you're telling your bullpen to be ready for this one, as he's called on now 4 different guys out of the bullpen, Farris having only gone 2 1/3.
Yeah, and that'll close the day for Mason Nichols. He's still responsible for the runners at first and third, but he goes 2/3 of an inning, gives up 2 hits, 1 strikeout, and no walks.
So the second time that Nolan Watson is the first batter up with the new pitcher, they send the runner on the first pitch, and Donay says, yeah, go ahead, as the first pitch was outside to Nolan Watson. So now runners are at second and third, as Lanthier's 1-0 is low. The double play now out of order with runners on second and third. Well, there are 2 outs as well.
Exactly. You have 2 outs. Just focus on the batter here. You don't need to do too much. You just got to really focus on the batter in the box in Watson.
As he sends a high shot to left field. Over is Smith. Towards the wall. He leaps, and it's fallen off of his glove. That'll score 2. The throw comes into second, and it's an RBI double for Watson, and Bourne has retaken the lead 6-4. Really good effort from Smith, but he couldn't quite corral it.
Smith doing a great job to extend his arm out there, but once again just couldn't get there in time before it could drop. Now a big double from Watson now brings back to the top of the lineup for the Bourne Braves, who are able to respond in this turbulent 6th inning.
Yeah, very eventful 6th inning so far. It feels like we've been here for an hour and a half.
So a 2-run double for Watson, as the job could not be finished by Lanthier, as we're got a bit of a hold up here.
People look to be appearing into the Bourne dugout.
And we'll send it to a quick commercial break here. Stay locked here on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Hyannis Tavern is the home of incredible wings, handcrafted cocktails, ice-cold beer, and Keno. Their innovative tavern menu features seafood, great sandwiches, steaks grilled to perfection, and stunning specialty dishes. There's no better place to watch your favorite New England pro football team than Hyannis Tavern, in their large bar or outside on their covered deck, complete with TV and sound. Gannon's Tavern, 959 Burses Way, Hyannis. Like them on Facebook and Instagram.
Yes, soon at Gannon's Tavern.
With Hood Milk, you can trust your family is getting high-quality milk in every nutritious and delicious drop. It begins here on farms that Hood selects, with farmers who uphold the highest standards and who pledge to never use artificial growth hormones. And you'll see that care continue right to your home with our Light Block bottle, which protects the fresh taste of your milk. At Hood, we never stop caring about our milk because you never stop caring about your family. Always good, always Hood.
That chip on the shoulder, that started at a very, very young age. People's expectations are, they're cool, they're fun, but mine are bigger.
When you play in New York, they want to see winners. It doesn't matter if it's a Monday or a Friday or a Saturday. You gotta come with it, or those fans will let you know.
Pick one thing from me, pick one other thing from another player, make it your own, you turn to who you want to be.
What motivates me is the unknown. You know, how good can I be? You get away from the lights, you get away from the camera.
Mientras más presente yo esté en la caja de batería, más éxito tengo.
Man, how can you not keep it fun, man? This is a kid's game.
If you could go back and tell 10-year-old Francisco one thing, what would it be?
You're a bad mother.
Hey, Mama, what's up?
Did you switch my service from Verizon to T-Mobile? Yep.
T-Mobile has the only nationwide 5G.
Well, Mr. Know-It-All, let's see if you right about that.
Mama. Hey, Mama, I'm working.
It works at the pie shop.
T-Mobile's 5G works inside and out. Hey, what you need, Mama? I'm trying to watch the game with my boys.
It works in the park.
Oh, okay. Mama?
It works at the aquarium, in the parking garage, at the beach, in the elevator. It works in the movie theater, too. Oh, shush yourself. I'm talking to my baby.
You're driving me crazy.
I was just calling you to say thank you, baby. I love you.
I love you too, Mama. Yes, Mama.
It works in the kitchen. Tell Mama.
Mama?
5G, it works in the club.
Who are you in a club with?
All about it. Tell Mama.
We welcome you back to McKeon Park. Just a small umpire delay as we are back underway with the ball game. First pitch came to Cody Shojinaga, and it was high. The 1-0, Ethan Lanthier on the mound. The 1-0, back foot missed 2-0. Beg your pardon, that's Chufreda at the plate. Shojinaga awaits on deck. Runner leads off second. It's Watson. The 2-0 is taken low by Lanthier.
If you'd rather face Shojinaga in this situation, you can afford to walk him.
You have first base open here in this situation.
Yep.
And it's inside to Chufreda, so maybe a bit of an intentional walk just to get a runner on base, maybe see if there was a competitive at-bat. But now that brings up Shojinaga in a big spot. And
we'll have a pitching change.
Coach Eric Beatty has seen enough. So another pitching change. They're really running out the bullpen today as we go to another pitching change. All of this happening with 2 outs as well. And we will tell you about the new pitcher on the other side here on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Diet Coke? Were you my mom?
You should be so lucky. Because you know what moms do? Well, I suppose we should start with the whole giving you life thing. It seems like that should be enough. No? Okay. What about her ability to send shockwaves through the neighborhood without saying a word? Or whip up a ridiculous handmade costume that you forgot to tell her about. Not to make you happy, but because she had a reputation to uphold. She invented rideshare, called it carpool, and did it for free. She didn't need those dating apps either. You copied her jeans, her spin, her shoes, her scrunchie, and whether you realize it or not, her music.
Why not?
Oh, and she can win any argument in 4 words.
Because I said so.
Everything you're trying to do, she's already done it, did it better, and she did it with a Diet Coke in her hand. So, drink what your mama gave you.
Back with the new pitcher, and it's a new face on the mound as well for the Harbor Hawks. It's Hiro Yamada. Boys, let's hear about him a little bit.
Yamato went to Mount Hood Community College, which is where a familiar face went. It's Riku Nishida. Went to and played his community college ball. He's at 6'2". He's a good friend of Riku's as well, and he's not so bad as well. He went 2.49 ERA this year in 11 appearances. He started 10 games for them as well in 61, just a little bit over 61 innings, and struck out 75 hitters.
Yeah, he comes in, and you're talking to everybody in the pitching staff. They were excited. They were really eager to get Hiro on the staff and have him be a part of this team. He throws a little sidearm. He has a little Chris Sale in him if you watch his delivery in motion. I'm interested to see how he's able to work out of this jam here with 2 outs, get that one final out here in this top of the 6th, which feels like it's been an hour long at least, and keep moving to get the bats up and allow Hyannis to try and respond and get 2 back.
Yeah, and Hiro is a guy that you can get a little bit of length from because, as we mentioned earlier, he did start 10 games.
So it'll be 2 outs. Seems like Lanthier was on just to get one guy, but he couldn't get him. So that brings on Yamada as the first pitch from him goes past Donay, allowing the runners to advance. Watson moves to third, and Chifreda moves to second. He's got a really interesting-looking delivery, bit of a herk and a jerk to it, but he slings it across in a lower 3/4 arm slot, and it makes it a lot tougher for these hitters to face.
Yeah, and especially righties.
The 1-0, good pitch on the outside corner. Count evens at 1.
That's what you want to work here is that outer part of the plate if possible. If you're a Hiro, especially with your sidearm delivery that's going to be able to pull it.
Here's the 1-1. Hiro deals. Just misses the outside corner. He liked that pitch. Count is now 2-1. As it'll be a 2-1 count to Shojinaga. Yamada sets and deals. Tip back to the screen. And the count evens at 2. Shojinaga from Kansas. He was a freshman All-American as well as the Big 12 co-freshman of the year. So bringing an average of 378 out to the Cape. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on and 2 in here in the top of the 6th. The pitch is just low and the count runs full.
Shojinaga slugged over 500 this year. So a lot of pop in his bat. Guy you don't want to groove one to and let him tee off.
Even 500 slugging percentage in the conference and hit over 400 in Big 12 play. Here's the payoff. And it's just outside. It looked like Hiro thought that was strike 3. He was running off already. It did not clip the outside corner, and now he's walked the bases loaded.
Yeah, it looked like a good pitch there that might have caught the outer third of the plate, but no call from the umpire. He's got a better view than us, but it looked awfully close from this perspective.
So that brings up Michelle, doubled in his last at-bat. So now a situation looking much more precarious. So this could even be the game right here with the bases loaded. Still a 2-run game as 2 runs have come in this inning on the 2-run double from Watson. The 1-0 to Michelle. Dunks in 1-1.
Nice off-speed pitch right there. So there you see the numbers from Yamada in JUCO ball.
3.68 ERA is what really stands out with 72 strikeouts. 71 innings pitched like we talked about. Has the length and has the ability to be a starter.
I think they just called a balk on Yamada, and he's almost giving a wry smile. And, yeah, Coach Eric Beatty isn't happy about it. Yamada's smiling, and he doesn't really know what he did wrong. As now that allows a run to cross, and that allows the runners to move to second and third.
I think the argument is that he has that little, I could be wrong, and this is just speculation, but he has that little tap that he does. He hitches just a little bit before he fully comes set, and that might have been what the umpire saw to call a balk. But if you're consistent and you do it every time, the rule is you can do it.
Here's the 1-1, wave and a miss from Michelle, count 1 and 2. So a big run comes across on the balk from Yamada. That clears up first base. And now there are runners on second and third. A hit could score 2 more.
Head in the count here. You want to try and work something off the plate.
The 1-2 tipped into the screen. We'll do it again.
There's no necessary reason to try and give him a pitch that he can hit. Try and see if he can go chasing. Try and pull him outside the zone.
It's a big spot here for Hiro Yamada. The 1-2. He got him swinging, and he's fired up about it, too. He strands 2 runners in scoring position, but 3 more score, and Bourne takes a 7-4 lead. We're through 5.5. It is 7-4 Bourne on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Your future begins at Dean College.
Make a difference. Leave your mark. Break the mold.
Be a leader.
Achieve unimagined heights.
Believe in yourself. Make lifelong friends.
This is your time.
Your place.
Your home. Your Dean.
It all starts here at Dean College.
As we welcome back to McKeon Park, a pitching change on the bump for the Bravos. As they have a quick conference on the mound at the current moment to try and really figure out their game plan at the current moment to go through. As Griffin Steig comes in from McLean, Virginia. The Hokie from Virginia Tech looking to come in and work and continue and preserve this Bravos lead at the current moment. They're able to plate 3 in the top of the 6. Now, Harbor Hawks go to pick up the lumber and try and see if they can respond.
So 3 runs come in the top of the 6th. A 2-run double from Watson, and then a run scores on a bases-loaded balk by Hiro Yamada. And now Griffin Steig comes in.
Yeah, Steig a 6.75 ERA this year and 16 appearances with Virginia Tech. And if Hyannis has the inning they want to, it'll be a Virginia Tech on Virginia Tech player, as Donay is due up 5th, I believe, in this inning.
Oh, Hokie on Hokie action here. Some bragging rights like we were talking about, Mickey, here.
Yeah.
That if you
Beauty
can win,
of summer ball.
If you can win that battle, you can use that all through fall. All through the fall semester, you're able to use that in fall ball.
So it'll be Lane Amick.
I don't know about you guys, but I would use it beyond that.
Oh, come on. Do we not just see what Michael pulled?
Yeah.
As soon as he beat me in one mascot, he'll use that one the rest of the way.
2.
2, excuse me.
So it'll be Lane, Amick, and Casella to start off the bottom of the 6th. First pitch catches the outside corner.
Donay due up 6th in this inning, excuse me.
The 0-1 outside. Lane 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored today. Wave and a miss at the 1-1 offering. He scored on Amick's home run that tied the game at 4 back in the 3rd.
Steig, a guy that throws a fastball, slider, changeup mix. He'll throw that slider a lot against both righties and lefties.
7-9-0 for Bourne. 4-3-1 for the Hawks as Lane goes down swinging. He's frustrated as well.
Yeah, and works that outer part of that plate. Does a great job to get there. Get the first swing and miss.
Yeah, I just talked about Billy Amick. It was his 3-run homer that tied things up. So 1 for 2 on the day with that 3-run shot. First pitch outside.
Now with pitch outside, it looks like he wants to work all 4 quadrants of the zone here in this outing. Doesn't really want to necessarily pull it in. Really wants to keep the batter guessing.
Steegs 2-0 as a laser out to right center field. That's deep. Back goes Chafrida, and he's got another. Wasting no time is Billy Amick. He's got 2 home runs and as many at-bats, and now the lead is 7-5 to Bourne.
Billy Amick comes into Cape Cod and does a great job of, you want to know what he does well? Putting bat on ball contact. Bat on ball contact that has power for it. The perfect does a great job of getting it. And once again, Harbor Hawks didn't have a home run coming into this game. They now have 3 on the season.
And that was a fastball away. The only way you can hit that hard is if you're just trying to hit it hard. You're not trying to hit it for power. You can't have an uppercut swing at that pitch on the outer third. And he did exactly what he needed to. He tried to hit it hard, pure hitter, and he put the barrel on it, and he drove it out of here.
A 1-2. Casella's outside, so 2 for 3 with 2 home runs on the day is Billy Amick. He's driven in 4 of the 5 Hawk runs on 2 swings. The 1-2, wave and a miss. Casella down swinging. And up steps Cam Smith.
And now with that one swing, you just breathe a little bit of life back to the Harbor Hawks dugout. So you're within 2. You're within easy striking range if you can get a runner on, and then a big swing can really do a lot for you.
And I'll tell you, that was a long 6th inning for the Harbor Hawks. And getting out of there, it sounds crazy, but only allowing 3 runs, that's good. That's a win. And
100%.
You had the bases loaded, and you only walk away from that situation with only 1 run.
1-1 to Smith, wave and a miss at the slider. Really good pitch with some good movement. It'll be a 1-2 to Smith from Stieg. That one bounced.
It sounds crazy. A 3-run inning is actually a win.
Especially with the winning.
Does it not feel that way?
I agree with you entirely. When you look back at that 6th inning, they score 3 on 3 hits and then leave 2 on.
Yep.
With how much traffic that was on the base path, they should have been able to get a couple more across. So to only allow 3 to cross is huge. And then ultimately, now getting back that you're in this spot where you feel a little bit more confident in your batters to be able to go and attack.
And lost in all that, David Falco's day comes to an end. He was fantastic. He went 2 innings, only 1 hit, 1 strikeout, and nothing else.
Here's the payoff to Smith. Into left field and a base hit. So a 2-out single for Cam Smith extends the inning for Eric Snow.
Some days you and me, Jacob, are on the same wavelength. And today's one of those days.
We hope so sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Always appreciate when we get to work. All 3 of us get to work together. We got how many games? And
a lot.
Beauty of every day. We get to work with the same crew day in and day out.
First pitch just outside to Snow. Donay awaits on deck. Snow 0 for 2 on the day. He's got Cam Smith on first. A home run from Amick has cut the lead to 7-5 as the Hawks were down 4-0 going into the bottom of the 2nd inning. Just an inning later in the 3rd, Billy Amick's first home run of the day tied the game, a 3-run shot. As the 2-0 is outside. Bourne then scored 3 in the top of the 6th. And Amick's home run cuts the lead back to 2. Snow represents the tying run at the plate. Smith is on first. Here's the 3-0. Taken all the way, but it gets the outside corner. Count 3-1.
Are you hitting him with a fastball here?
Not sure after you showed him one on 3-0. Here's the 3-1. He did, but it's taken outside. Ball is live, so Smith hustles down to second just in case Watson doesn't go after it and could advance to third. And that brings up Doné. And here you go. You requested some hokey-on-hokey action. Here you go.
This is what we wanted to see,
Yeah.
but here we have possibly a meeting on the mound. I don't see anyone throwing in the Bourne bullpen, so it looks like it will be hokey-on-hokey here.
Yeah, and Mickey Doolittle stays happy for this at-bat. And yeah, not only is this hokey-on-hokey, this is hokey pitcher-on-hokey catcher. So, I mean, if anybody else is going to be knowing these two, it's going to be Brody Doné. He's got the upper hand here because he's caught these guys before.
Do you think he has the upper? I don't know if he necessarily has the upper hand.
I think so
I think the pitcher does.
Like we were talking about earlier, it's in a hitter versus pitcher. If you've seen a pitcher a lot of times as a hitter, it's advantage hitter.
Yeah.
But what if you're on the same team? What if you just watch each other play all the time?
I'm going to have to go out on a limb. I think pitcher ultimately gets and wins the battle more times than the hitter does, but adding him being a catcher really changes that entire dynamic because, like you said, he's catching him, and he understands what he throws and how he throws it.
The first pitch to Doné, up and away.
All right, so he started out with a fastball. That fastball sitting 90 to 93. It's got a great velocity on it. Tops out at 95.
The 1-0.
Went to the slider.
2-0. He is working the outer part of the plate here.
Now it'll be a 2-0. Runners on first and second. A single from Smith and a walk from Snow has extended this inning. The 2-0. Outside 3-0. That's a tough take as well and a really good pitch just off the plate.
Stop sign the entire way here on a 3-0?
Yes.
Think so.
Yes.
I don't know. I might give him a yellow light here. If he sees something, he knows him.
I wouldn't hate that either.
Here's the 3-0. Yep, he took all the way, and now the bases are loaded for Trey Lipsy. Huge at-bat here in a big spot here in this game.
So he goes fastball, slider, slider, fastball, and walks him on 4 pitches. But those weren't bad pitches.
No.
They were all on the very edge of the zone, and maybe that is the hitter advantage with Doné.
100%. That I think you spoke about it, Michael. That's the hitter advantage about knowing where the placement is, knows where he wants him, and he has so much restraint that he's not going to go and swing at it.
First pitch to Lipsy is high. Yeah, that's what I was thinking is that if you're that catcher and you know that pitcher, he's going to be just going off the plate a little bit. Really good at bat from Doné because those, like you guys said, those are some really good pitches, really tough to lay off. Now here's the 1-0 to Lipsy. There's strike one after 5 consecutive balls thrown across 2 at-bats. The tying run is at second base.
Timeout called.
Timeout is called. Smith on third. Snow on second. Doné on first. The 1-1. Wave and a miss. It's a big cut from Lipsy.
This one is a huge at-bat here in this game for both the Braves and the Harbor Hawks.
Big pitch coming from Stieg to Lipsy. Here's the 1-2. He got him looking, and the Harbor Hawks strand the bases loaded. Lipsy down looking on strikes. All 3 Harbor Hawks left on base. And at the end of an extremely eventful 6th inning, the Braves lead it 7-5 here on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Your future begins at Dean College.
Make a difference. Leave your mark. Break the mold.
Be a leader.
Achieve unimagined heights.
Believe in yourself. Make lifelong friends.
This is your time.
Your place.
Your home. Your Dean.
It all starts here at Dean College.
Tired retirement strategies come in all shapes and sizes. One strategy does not fit all when it comes to reaching your retirement goals. And considering all your options may be, well, more than you want to think about. So whether you're looking to retire or already living in retirement, you need a strategy tailor-made for you.
Fairway Financial can create a personal retirement strategy just for you, designed to take care of you and your loved ones. Call
Back with the top of the 7th, we take a look at Hiro Yamada's stats on the year at Mount Hood.
I think that 6th inning could have been a game within itself with how much time it spent, how much ambition every player had, and how many runs were scored too. 3-1, that very easily could be a score of any other game across the league.
And Yamada did a great job of coming in, getting that final out. Yes, he did commit the balk, but we don't really know what was happening. It was controversial. We saw Coach Eric Beatty out there kind of debating it with the umpires. But going back to that final at-bat of the bottom half, Griffin Steeg put a fastball perfectly through the front door against Lipsy. And it was absolute paint. It was on the black perfectly. And just a great pitch, a clutch pitch to get out of a bases-loaded situation for Bourne.
Cam Foster is the only player who the Braves did not send to the plate in the top of the 6th. As he leads off, they sent 8 hitters to the plate. And yeah, the guys talked about it, sending 8 hitters to the plate and only scoring 3 runs. That's a decent outcome, especially with all that traffic that came around. As the first pitch frisbeed in there by Yamada for strike 1. Wave and a miss at the fastball. Almost a bit of a riser on that. I mean, switching it up with that arm delivery with the slider, frisbeeing in, and then a fastball rising on you is dangerous.
Yeah, pitch in there at 77 miles an hour.
The 0-2.
Oh.
Just missed on the outside corner. Amix thought that was strike 3. He was expecting a throw down from Brody Donay.
Yamada has this weird stance where he almost keeps the ball hidden with his back in number turned to the batter.
Here's the 1-2. He got him swinging. Foster down on strikes.
And we talk about it with Nico Sharp, our producer. It's keeping that ball hidden for as long as he does, which I think Yamada does so well because he keeps it hidden for so long that you have to pick it up in about 5 seconds as soon as it's out of his hand.
Up steps Lloyd. He's 1 for 3 on the day. Double and a run scored back in the first.
And something so key that they teach a lot of these pitchers nowadays is tunneling your pitches. Releasing from the same arm slot no matter if you're throwing a slider, a fastball, a changeup, whatever. As long as your pitches are coming from the same spot, the same release point, and then dive in, dive out, do whatever you want with them, it's going to be so tough to hit.
Yeah, and this just shows you how much of a baseball frenzy we are on here in the broadcast. On our day off, we came back here and we threw bullpens. And we talked about releasing and tunneling them with Grant McNew's nasty curveball. He has to try and figure out where he has to tunnel them.
Was it a curveball or was it a slider?
It was a
curve. Oh, yeah, he hit him with the curve.
He hit him with the curve.
He hit him with the curve.
Don't worry. But it's, once again, going to that tunnel, figuring out that tunnel. And it sometimes can be hard, especially with the different arm movements you need. But to try and tunnel is really huge and really key.
Here's the 3-0 as Lloyd walks on 4 pitches. Yeah, we love having Nico Sharp right behind us. And, hey, we've had him on games for a reason. He can give us some really, really unique perspective, having played for a while. And as a pitcher, as a PO, yeah, PO was Nico Sharp in his time. And now he's working with us behind the scenes and giving us a lot of fun stuff to be talking about here. So big thanks to our pal Nico Sharp sitting behind us and doing – at the same time, great pitcher. We've also got a great producer, Nico Sharp, as well, giving us – we're on the subject of pitchers, Grant McNew, all right? You can hit us with a curve once or twice. I know. Grant McNew can hurl it too. Hey, Grant McNew, were you your pitcher in college, were you? Yes. You were? Okay, so there we go. Yeah, intramural pitcher. There we go. So we've also got a great pitcher in Grant McNew as well. It'll be an 0-1 count to Jackson Castillo. as we get back on the diamond in front of us. Misses 1-1.
It's a double play opportunity here for the Hawks if they can find a way to get Castillo to ground out and over.
Middle of the infield in, anticipating that double play, but the runner starts to go.
It was a good bluff from Lloyd, as it definitely faked out Done. He jumped up and looked around as if to say, whoa, where did the runner go? Stopped and started. It'll be a 2-1. And now they check back on Lloyd. Castillo, 2 for 3 on the day. A single in the first and a double in the sixth. The 2-1 shot foul, as Castillo was nabbed at the plate on the attempt of a suicide squeeze.
It was actually a safety squeeze.
Safety,
He
yeah,
kind of
sorry,
read
safety
it off
squeeze,
the bat.
sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. He read it off the bat, and if it was a suicide squeeze, he would have been safe by a mile because it was a perfect bunt.
Yeah, safety squeeze. As here is the 2-2 to Castillo. As it's a line into center and a base hit. It's a weak little ground ball, or a weak little line drive, so it won't get Lloyd to third. So now 2 on and 1 out. After the single by Castillo, that brings up Castor.
And because Lloyd was bluffing the steal, he ended up not going. He pulled the shortstop Snow towards the second base bag. And because of that, he was a little bit out of position, so that pop fly just was able to sneak over his head. If he was positioned normally, he would have been able to get there in plenty of time.
And one more pitching change for Eric Beatty. So Hiro Yamada's day, his first appearance is done. And when we come back from the break, we'll tell you about our new pitcher here on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Gannon's Tavern is the home of incredible wings, handcrafted cocktails, ice-cold beer, and Keno. Their innovative tavern menu features seafood, great sandwiches, steaks grilled to perfection, and stunning specialty dishes. There's no better place to watch your favorite New England pro football team than Gannon's Tavern, in their large bar or outside on their covered deck, complete with TV and sound. Gannon's Tavern, 959 Burses Way, Hyannis. Like them on Facebook and Instagram.
Yes, soon at Gannon Tavern.
With Hood Milk, you can trust your family is getting high-quality milk in every nutritious and delicious drop. It begins here on farms that Hood selects, with farmers who uphold the highest standards and who pledge to never use artificial growth hormones. And you'll see that care continue right to your home with our Light Block bottle, which protects the fresh taste of your milk. At Hood, we never stop caring about our milk because you never stop caring about your family. Always good, always Hood.
Hayden Frank is the 7th different pitcher for the day on the Harbor Hawks. They've really unloaded the bullpen here today as Hiro Yamada's day ends. As Frank warms up, it is getting a little bit later in the day, 8:23 your time, and those lights are on. You know what that means. The lights at McKeon Park stay bright all season long thanks to the NAC Cape Cod. The NAC offers 2 locations, one in Hyannis and Orleans, both offering delicious burgers, tacos, sandwiches, and more. Visit thenacapecod.com to order online today. The NAC Cape Cod is proud to be the Light Up the Park sponsor of the Harbor Hawks all season long. Under the lights here at McKeon Park. Once again, we thank the NAC Cape Cod for being the Light Up the Park sponsor. So just the 1 out so far, as it was a good first appearance from Hiro Yamada. He plugged the gap that could have been a real stream of runs that could have came in for Bourne, allowing just the 3 to cross. Well, just allowing the 1 as we take a look at Frank's stats on the year with Lipscomb.
Yeah, 2.40 ERA, 25 appearances, 47 Ks, and only 12 walks. When you look at this, at this moment, Hayden Frank comes in again. He has been maybe one of the most used arms so far this year with the Hyannis Harbor Hawks, but comes in another big opportunity.
And he's brought in lefty v lefty to face Castor with 1 out. As the first pitch, wave and a miss.
Back on Tuesday, Frank went 2 2/3, gave up 1 hit, 1 run, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. He did.
Here's the 0-1. Swung on and missed. 2 big hacks from Kavi Castor. He's quickly behind 0-2. Yeah, Castor had a real good year at Salisbury. As here's the 0-2. Way inside, nearly clipped him. It did clip him, so that'll load the bases.
We haven't mentioned today that these 2 teams are the 2 most hit-by-pitch teams in the league right now. Hyannis with 12 and now Bourne with 8. So here comes Tamaro.
And now Tamaro comes up with the bases loaded, and this could be the chance to tack on some much-needed insurance for Bourne, because this feels like a slim 2-run lead as the first pitch to Frank is popped up. Into foul territory goes Lane, comes back into fair territory to make the catch. That's a big out.
Yeah.
So now that third out can go anywhere you want it to.
Big out there, and now, like you said, Michael, gets 2 away. Great communication by Lane to come in, call off the rest of his infielders in Frank and Donay, and you got 2 away here with bases loaded. If you can work out without allowing 1 back, that would be huge.
Now the batter will be Watson. He sent in 2 of the 3 runs last inning with a 2-run double. First pitch to Watson, up and away. Seems like they're going to be a little bit more careful with him. Watson is 1 for 3 on the day with that double. He also scored on Yamada's balk. The 1-0 catches the inside corner, count evens of 1.
Good pitch, nothing you can do with that. Good fastball, inner third. Got to get that head out so quick for those inside fastballs, and not a lot of hitters can do that.
Counts even at 1. The bases are loaded here in the top of the 7th, as that's a good pick from Donay. That's a run-saving stab by the Virginia Tech catcher. Count now 2-1.
And we've talked about the history between Bourne and Hyannis. These 2 teams making it to the West Finals last year. This one just feels like there's a little bit more to it.
The 2-1 way upstairs, and Donay had to stab it again to save another run. Count now 3-1. No place to put Watson with the bases loaded.
And now this is the difficult decision that you have to make about whether or not you want to go attack the zone or push it outside to see if you can get the call in that instance.
Got to come in.
Hitters count for facing Watson. The 3-1. He just clipped the corner, and the count runs full. And this could be the game. The ball did get away from Hayden Frank there, but he's picked it up fast. He wants a new ball. So this guys, this could be the game here. You got this pitch, and the outcome of this at bat either keeps Hyannis in the game or could score 1, if not multiple runs. Bases loaded. Frank will deal the payoff to Watson. It's a fly ball. Should be playable for Smith. He moves in on it, and it's out came Snow. That's a really tough play. And what a catch it was by Eric Snow. I lost it in the lights, but Snow makes a really difficult play and a heart stopper to end the top of the 7th as the bases are left loaded. Still 7-5 Bourne. We're through 6.5 here on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
That chip on the shoulder, that started at a very, very young age. People's expectations are, they're cool, they're fun, but mine are bigger.
When you play in New York, they want to see winners. It doesn't matter if it's a Monday or a Friday or a Saturday. You got to come with it, or those fans will let you know.
Pick one thing from me, pick one other thing from another player, make it your own, you turn to who you want to be.
What motivates me is the unknown. You know, how good can I be? You get away from the lights, you get away from the camera.
Mientras más presente yo esté en la caja de batería, más éxito tengo.
Man, how can you not keep it fun, man? This is a kid's game.
If you could go back and tell 10-year-old Francisco one thing, what would it be?
You're a bad mother.
As we welcome you back to McKeon Park here in Hyannis, Massachusetts, one of skipper Eric Beatty's commitment is to make a lasting impact on Hyannis. Earlier this week, a couple of the guys were able to go down to Barnstable Elementary School, do a little reading on those final days of school, really just showing you. Jay Driver on that right-hand picture, looks like he's got the picture reading skills down. You got to make sure you show the picture out to the kids while also still reading. And just a really show of commitment that Eric Beatty and the entire Hyannis team has to making a lasting impact on the community that they're here for 2 months for, but here to make a lasting and long impact to maybe one day become Harbor Hawks themselves.
I mean, yeah, you're here for quite some time, and I mean it's just such great work to see Eric Beatty and these players committing so nice and giving back to this Barnstable and Hyannis community. As Bradkey Laurie is quickly behind 0-2, it'll be the top of the order for the Harbor Hawks here in the bottom of the 7th. 0-2 is upstairs, 1-2. The pitch to Laurie just clips the corner and the count runs even. Good pitch from Stieg. Laurie 0 for 3 on the day. A strikeout, a fly out, and a double play as this is a soft fly ball into center. Castillo comes on and puts away Laurie for out number 1. So let's take it around the grounds. Let's hear our out-of-town scoreboard.
Yeah, so we have 2 finals right now. YD over Harwich 7-6 and a nail-biter in YD. And then Falmouth knocks off Brewster 1-0 in that one. Top 7 in Orleans in that one. And Cotuit leads the Firebirds 4-0. Wareham and Chatham are tied in the bottom of the 5th at Veterans Field in Chatham. They, of course, get the 7 o'clock start, so they'll be a little bit behind.
Lined right back to Stieg, and he snared it. Wasn't too hard, but you got to have quick reactions to make that play, and there were 2 away.
Yeah, that was luckily driven right at his glove, and he really didn't have to move it as he just opened it up, and it went right in.
So 2 away, very quickly 2 away. That brings up Lane. And it's a slow chopper in front of the plate. Out to get it is Stieg, and he fires for a really nice and quick 1-2-3 inning. We're through 7 innings here at McKeon Park. Bourne leads 7-5 over the Harbor Hawks here on your Hyannis Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Your future begins at Dean College.
Make a difference. Leave your mark. Break the mold.
Be a leader.
Achieve unimagined heights.
Believe in yourself. Make lifelong friends.
This is your time.
Your place.
Your home. Your Dean.
It all starts here at Dean College.
Retirement strategies come in all shapes and sizes. One strategy does not fit all when it comes to reaching your retirement goals. And considering all your options may be, well, more than you want to think about. So whether you're looking to retire or already living in retirement, you need a strategy tailor-made for you.
Fairway Financial can create a personal retirement strategy just for you, designed to take care of you and your loved ones. Call
Welcome you back. Top of the 8th time here from McKeon Park. Cape Cod Healthcare is proud to be the official healthcare sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. And with 6 convenient urgent care centers across Cape Cod from Falmouth to Orleans, they are ready to treat a wide variety of your minor illnesses and injuries so you can get back to playing your regularly scheduled summer plans. Open daily with no appointment needed and staffed by board-certified ER professionals. View wait times at capecodhealth.org. Cape Cod Healthcare, urgent care, minor emergencies, major attention. We welcome you back. So Hayden Frank back on for the top of the 8th. Let's take another look at his stats on this season with Lipscomb.
Yeah, and continues to impress. Worked out of that jam there, that big jam with bases loaded in the top of the 7th. Looking to do the same now with the bases clear. He can now set the tone himself.
5 2/3 of work for this bullpen here today, and have allowed 3 runs, but 2 of them are earned.
Good first pitch from Frank. Be an 0-1 count on Chufreda. Back to the top of the order again for Bourne. Count 1-1. Seems like an eternity ago that all the way back in the first, on the first pitch of the game, Chufreda sent a solo shot out to get this game off to a really hot start.
This game has been an epic so far. Ups and downs, trials and tribulations. But we stand here 7-5 with Bourne out in front, looking for their first win of the Cape Cod baseball season.
It'll be a 1-2 count on Chufreda. Just inside, count runs even at 2.
And we need to appreciate the play that Eric Snow made back in the 7th inning. He went back when Smith had just no idea where it was. The sky was a tough color. You couldn't really see the ball in the sky. There will never be a game that goes by that we won't mention that. But these Cape skies do get tough when it gets to dusk, and Smith had no idea where it was. And Snow went a long way to get that one out in left field.
Payoff coming, really good at bat from Chufreda, and he's pumped up that he works himself a walk to start the top of the 8th.
Once again, see the Bravos being able to get themselves aboard. They've found a way to get themselves aboard at any given moment. Now with a runner on, still nobody out. Double play is an opportunity as you start to see Snow shade a little bit over to second base.
So the lead
now he's going to walk back.
Leadoff walk to Chufreda. He goes, and the first pitch is a fly ball into deep right field. A few steps in front of the track is Casella to put away the first out. Quickly retreating is Chufreda.
Designed hit and run there, almost textbook, as Chufreda had the jump on it. If it was to get down, the thing just stayed up in the air for so long that Casella would be able to get under it on the warning track. And great job by Chufreda to recognize that and get back as quickly as possible.
And we've seen all the power tonight. That might have sent a shock through the Harbor Hawks fan base. So that one was hit well.
Wave and a miss from Michelle at the first offering. Yeah, that one, I mean, these balls have been carrying tonight. It's been a little bit of thinner air. We're getting into summer now, so the ball will travel a little bit more. As, if Casella maybe 2-3 steps in front of the track puts it away. That also gave enough time for Chufreda to retreat to first.
Temperatures got up to about 75 degrees today.
It was beautiful. I had my windows open.
There goes Chufreda again. The throw is airmailed. That's a really good stop by Laurie to keep that in the infield because Chufreda goes to third if that's into center field. Wow. Ranging over. That's why I always have backup players. Really good work from Laurie to keep him at second.
Sometimes it can seem unnecessary to practice the throwdown with your second baseman behind you, but that is the reason why.
Yeah.
And in such a high leverage moment like this game is right now here in the top of the 8th, that saves another run potentially from scoring.
Yeah, it's the little things that sometimes really mean the difference. The little things can mean the biggest difference. So the count is 1-1 now. Instead of being on third, Chufreda stays at second, does get the stolen base, but Laurie saved an airmail throw from Donay from going into center. Nobody to check back at second base. Count is 1-2 on Michelle. 1 for 4 with a double back in the 5th. 1-2 tipped into the glove of Donay as Michelle is down swinging. 4th strikeout of the day for Garrett Michelle.
Big strikeout there from Hank to be able to get ahead in the count. Now 2 outs, runner on second.
Now up steps Foster. He's 0 for 4 on the day. 3 strikeouts, an RBI ground out back in the top of that 3-run first. Big lead from Chufreda. off of second, beg your pardon, as Foster took a big hack and a miss.
Harbor Hawks have given Michelle the golden sombrero, 4 strikeouts. Now can give Foster that.
Frank checks back at second. Here's the 0-1 to Foster. Got a good chunk of Donay. Count is 0-2. He'll take a bit of a walk.
Yeah, fastball center cut right there. Probably don't want to throw that one again.
Yeah, Foster's a big guy. Standing 6'4", 215 in the right-handed batter box. So it'll be an 0-2. Leadoff walk from Chufreda has been worked around so far. And it's spiked in the dirt. That went about 53 feet, and that'll allow Chufreda to advance to third.
Now imagine that happened with only 1 out.
Yeah.
With 2 outs, that's a whole heck of a lot less harmful.
And now imagine that throw went into center field and Chufreda was at third already.
Yeah.
That scores the run without a play. So again, the little things making the big differences. Here's the 1-2. Right back to Frank. It knocked him down, but his reflexes stay hot. And that keeps the Braves off the board in this inning. Again, those little things from Brad Laurie as the leadoff walk is worked around. And it is 7-5 Bourne going to the bottom of the 8th here on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Your future begins at Dean College.
Make a difference. Leave your mark. Break the mold.
Be a leader.
Achieve unimagined heights.
Believe in yourself. Make lifelong friends.
This is your time.
Your place.
Your home. Your Dean.
It all starts here at Dean College.
Retirement strategies come in all shapes and sizes. One strategy does not fit all when it comes to reaching your retirement goals. And considering all your options may be, well, more than you want to think about. So whether you're looking to retire or already living in retirement, you need a strategy tailor-made for you.
Fairway Financial can create a personal retirement strategy just for you, designed to take care of you and your loved ones. Call
Well, if it's going to be any time, it's got to be soon for the Harbor Hawks, as action is up and ready in the Bourne bullpen, and it's been their guy today, Billy Amick, who has provided the power jolt with 2 home runs. He leads off the bottom of the 8th. The first pitch to Amick. Is a strike. Count is 0-1. And taken up and away. So Amick's 2 home runs have accounted for 4 of the 5 Harbor Hawk runs that have scored today. A 3-run home run tied the game in the 3rd, and then a solo shot cut the lead from 7-4 to what it is now at 7-5.
You don't necessarily need to get all 2 here in the bottom of the 8th, but you got to try and get 1 to alleviate what you have to do in the bottom of the 9th. So if you're able to get 1 here, that would be huge.
2-2, soft liner out into right, and it's a base hit. He can do it with the power. He can do it with the contact as well, serving a soft line drive out into right field for a leadoff single.
And that's what you need to do here if you're Billy Amick, is to find that opportunity and get just on. If you can get on, you can create and manufacture runs. We've seen that as the MO all season long of the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. If they can just get on and run the bases, especially with everyone they have, they just got to get bat on ball contact and get on base and force stuff.
Now, especially after a 2 home run day for a guy like Amick, you might be tempted to do it yourself, but really, really good situational hitting from Billy just to switch up the mindset a little bit, and he knows that he just has to get on for his team.
Like we talked about, he drove 16 hours to play against Brewster, did a great job of playing for his team in that moment. So Already a team guy early in his career.
The 1-0 upstairs 2-0.
Ethan Bates in his first at-bat from Louisiana Tech.
Nothing like getting the two-way player on, getting his first at-bat of the summer here early after he got activated today.
And he works a 4-pitch walk in his first plate appearance. So now runners on first and second, nobody out for Smith.
And now, once again, like we talked about, you have 2 on, still nobody out. Manufacturing. Great job by Bates in his first at-bat, not to force it.
Yeah, and he's a guy that is going to come in and be a two-way player for this
Yeah.
Hyannis team. We were told, he can go both ways at Louisiana Tech. We were told that he's going to be used both ways here at Hyannis. Maybe a little bit more of a pitcher, but also definitely is dangerous with the bat in his hand.
Bit more action in the bullpen down the left field line. As it'll be a 1-0 to Smith. He's got runners on first and second, a single from Amick, and a walk from Bates. And Cam Smith with a drive, left field and deep. Back and making the play is Castor. No, he dropped it. No, Castor dropped the ball. Amick will score, and runners now at second and third. I thought he caught it. He looked confident enough, but the ball falls, and the lead is now 1. It's an RBI double for Amick, and just like that, 7-6 with the go-ahead run in scoring position.
Cam Smith doing a great job there of getting bat-on-ball contact. Like we said, Mickey, he just had to get contact and make something happen. That thing looked like it was going to soar off into the night sky, but ultimately unplayable by Castor there in that moment. But this will elicit a pitching change for Bourne, and that will elicit a commercial break from us. Stay with us. You're watching the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Hey, Mama, what's up?
Did you switch my service from Verizon to T-Mobile? Yep.
T-Mobile has the only nationwide 5G.
Well, Mr. Know-It-all, let's see if you right about that.
Mama. Hey, Mama, I'm working.
It works at the pie shop.
T-Mobile's 5G works inside and out. Hey, what you need, Mama? I'm trying to watch the game with my boys.
It works in the park.
Oh, okay. Mama?
It works at the aquarium, in the parking garage, at the beach, in the elevators. It works in the movie theater, too. Oh, shush yourself. I'm talking to my baby.
You're driving me crazy.
I was just calling you to say thank you, baby. I love you.
I love you too, Mama. Yes, Mama.
It works in the kitchen. Tell Mama.
Mama?
5G, it works in the club.
Who are you in a club with?
All about it. Tell Mama.
And we've got a whole new ball game here at McKeon Park as the Hawks are alive and breathing. And yeah, it's about time they got to bring Joe Vygotsky into this game as their lead is in jeopardy. 3 straight hits to start off the bottom of the 8th. Well, 3 straight base runners with Amick leading off with a single. He scores on the Cam Smith double. Now Bates is on third with a walk, and now Smith represents the go-ahead run just in scoring position.
Yeah, Rodriguez, a guy that got activated today. He's in the bullpen warming up here in a big high-leverage situation. And I have to wonder, with the weather that is impending tomorrow, is it expected washout day? Does that mean that Coach Eric Beatty is just like, hey, might as well use my arms tonight to make sure I get a win here potentially, instead of staving them with the preface that you might play tomorrow?
The off day yesterday and the
Saves that as well.
the shortened day where you had plans to use a bunch of bullpen guys. I know that they were planning on using Hero in that first game, or in that game 2 days ago. And the fact that they didn't get any work allows them to get work today. And here we've seen 7 different relievers come in today, and perhaps an 8th going into the 9th.
And no one has gone over 2 innings.
It's crazy.
It's complete architecture of your pitching staff. by Skip Eric Beatty.
Ferris went 2 1/3, but no one went above that.
One hit gives the Hawks, could potentially give the Hawks the lead. Still nobody out. Bates is on third, representing the tying run, and Smith is on second, representing the go-ahead run. Eric Snow is at the plate, and Vygotsky starts him off with a good pitch, low and away, strike one.
And you're going to see the corners come in here on that play because they want to stop the run from coming home in Bates in this moment.
It'll be an 0-1 to Snow. Kicks and fires wide, 1-1. Just see Snow just playing with his hands a little bit there, just telling himself this is the swing path that he's got to put through the ball. Huge spot for Snow. Donay awaits on deck. Here's the 1-1. Low and away, 2-1.
Got to find the zone here.
Donay's got a homer on the day. He got the run parade started in the 4-run bottom of the third. Runners on second and third, still nobody out. The 2-1 to Snow. Outside, 3-1. Now I beg the question. I don't ask the question much, but now this is a hitter's count. Is this a green light here, 3-1?
Stop sign's on in my book.
All right.
I think nobody out. There's no point to chase it. It's got to be golden.
It's got to be golden. It'll be a 3-1 to Snow. And, taking all the way, but that one catches the corner and now the count runs full.
He looked ready to hit. It might have been more like a yellow light.
Yeah.
It was only if you really, really like it. Donate to follow, too, and he's homered today.
The count is full on Snow. Vygotsky with a long hold on the wind and deals. He struck him out swinging. Massive strikeout for Vygotsky, and there's one away.
Yeah, great response there from Vygotsky to work the outer part of the plate to get that strikeout. However, there's still only one away in this, so a fly ball could easily score Bates from third on the sacrifice if Donay was able to get under it and get over.
Good pitch, and he caught Donay, couldn't hold up. Count is 0-1. Yeah, I mean, when you think about it, they only need a fly ball to tie the game. You don't need one swing to send it out. You don't even really need to get too tricky with it. Just elevate the ball deep enough, and that ties the game. The 0-1.
Good take.
Count is 1-1. And this is where you really want to watch Donay with his plate discipline. It's a big at-bat for him early in the season, and for this team early in the season. You just want him to take the correct pitches and swing at the correct pitches. Here's the 1-1 to the tall catcher. Vygotsky deals. Low and away, 2-1.
Approaching 3 hours here tonight, and it feels way longer than that, does it not?
Yeah.
This one, got to get an EKG on you today after every ounce of up and down today in this one for both teams.
The 2-1 is a fly ball, but it won't be deep enough as Shojanaga settles under it, and there's 2 away.
And that is exactly what the doctor had ordered, a strikeout and an infield pop-up for Vygotsky, and now he's got to get past Lipsy to end the inning with the tying run at second, and it's going to take a hit.
And yeah, Lipsy reached on a single in the 5th. He's 1 for 3 on the day. Got your contact guy up. You got the top of the order to follow. Big at bat. The first pitch to Lipsy is low. I mean, good at bat worked by Donay, but just the end product is not what you need. He did elevate it, just got a little too far under it and popped it into the infield. 1 run is in here in the bottom of the 8th. That's Amick. As here's the 1-0. It's a fly ball. It'll get out of play down the third base line. Amick scored the first run. And then on the double from Cam Smith, that was how he scored. That advanced Bates to third, and Smith reached second. Since then, Snow has struck out, and Donay has popped out to second. The pitch to Lipsy fouled away again, and now Vygotsky is a strike away from getting out of a real sticky situation.
Trey Lipsy here in a big spot. Should be noted, it's still only the bottom of the 8th. If Hyannis was not to get one across, they still have the bottom of the 9th to try and work some more magic.
Here's the 1-2 to Lipsy. And it's a soft fly ball to the infield. It'll be caught by Lloyd, and what an effort from Vygotsky. Comes on with second and third, nobody out, and strands them both. But the Hawks do get one run to get it within one. 7-6 to Bourne, to the 9th. We go from McKeon Park here on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Hey, Mama, what's up?
Did you switch my service from Verizon to T-Mobile? Yep.
T-Mobile has the only nationwide 5G.
Well, Mr. Know-It-All, let's see if you right about that.
Mama. Hey, Mama, I'm working.
It works at the pie shop.
T-Mobile's 5G works inside and out. Hey, what you need, Mama? I'm trying to watch the game with my boys.
It works in the park.
Oh, okay. Mama?
It works at the aquarium, in the parking garage, at the beach, in the elevators. It works in the movie theater, too. Oh, shush yourself. I'm talking to my baby.
You're driving me crazy.
I was just calling you to say thank you, baby. I love you.
I love you too, Mama. Yes, Mama.
It works in the kitchen. Tell Mama.
Mama?
5G, it works in the club.
Who are you in a club with?
All about it. Tell Mama.
We welcome you back to McKeon Park. Yeah, it's been almost a 3-hour game, and you need the lights when it's a 3-hour game like this. And the lights shine bright all season long thanks to the Knack Cape Cod, offering 2 convenient locations on Cape Cod. The Knack is the perfect spot for a burger, taco, or even a milkshake. Visit theknackcapecod.com to order online today. The Knack Cape Cod is the official Light Up the Park sponsor of the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. So to the top of the 9th, the Hawks let a really good chance go wasted after 3 straight base runners to open up the bottom of the 8th. They only scratch 1 across and leave the tying and go-ahead runs on 2nd and 3rd.
So Coach Eric Beatty is going to keep Hayden Frank out there for the time being right now. And this is a game, pitching-wise, that feels like you're just trying to navigate your way through. You're trying to push the right buttons at the right time. It almost feels like a maze because no one really has gone a full inning or ended with a full inning on their line. It's all been mid-inning pitching changes. It's been a weird one that's lasted above 3 hours now, and it feels like a lot longer than that.
Yeah, and now, like you said, I think maze is a great way to describe this one from a pitching coach's point of view, that you have to try and push all the right buttons. But now this is the big moment. If you can hold it to 1, that's what Frank is here to do. I have to imagine he might be on a short leash.
Way up and away to Joey Lloyd.
Top of the lineup due up in the 9th for the Harbor Hawks.
First, Frank will have to get through Lloyd, Castillo, and Castor. Waving a miss, waving a foul tip into the glove of Donay. As Lloyd is 1 for 3 on the day, a walk, double and a run scored back in the first. 2-1 the count now on Lloyd. Long hold from Frank. Here comes the 2-1 upstairs, 3-1. Hit right around 400 with the Delaware Blue Hens. That led the Colonial, that led the CAA. It was all region's 2nd team as well. The 3-1 in there for strike 2. Lloyd thought that was ball 4.
That was out over the plate. That was a strike. We'll have to dig back in.
And Lloyd tried to sell it.
That's a tough look right there for Lloyd. Now if it's a little bit of those questionable call, you have to imagine.
Wave and a miss. He strikes out swinging for the first out of the top of the ninth.
That one feels good if you're Hayden Frank after nearly walking him, putting a pitch right on the black on a 3-1 count, all the way back to setting up that high cheese, getting him to bite on it for the first out of the inning.
High cheddar, man.
Oh,
always gets them.
Oh, yeah.
The eyes always eat first on those.
So one away for Castillo, who takes the first pitch high. There's your cheddar again. He's 3 for 4 on the day. He's had a good day. Has Castillo 2 singles and a double. Here's the 1-0. Off speed, just missed the bottom of the zone.
Close one right there.
One of Bourne's 4 home runs on the season. Coming into today was 3, but the solo shot from Chufreda to lead off the game made it 4 on the year.
Great pitch placement there. Work on the inside part of the plate.
2-1 is sent right back where it came from, back up the middle for a base hit. Solid contact for Castillo. Solid day at the plate overall as Castillo was 4 for 5.
Yeah, Andrew Patrick's going to come in from Wright State in a big spot. The Raiders looking to wreak havoc here and try and get his teammate in Castillo in to make it a 2-run game.
Yeah, how big would that run be to make it an 8-6 game when you would maybe think if you're the Harbor Hawks that you should have tied, if not taken the lead in this game to make it a 2-run lead to yourselves if you're Bourne? They check on Castillo again.
But Frank here in this moment, you can't get too fixated on Castillo at first. You got to really focus on the batter.
First pitch outside. 323 for the Raiders this season with Wright State. An OPS of nearly 1.150.
Standing at 6'4".
The 1-0. Fly ball into left center field, ranging over Earhart and Smith, and it drops in front of Smith.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen maybe a few miscues from Smith out in left field, but you got to be communicating if you're Smith and Earhart on that one as it drops between them both.
Yeah, it just feels like left field has been tricky tonight. And there's been a lack of communication. There's been, difficult skies. It's been a combination of 8 different things, but at the end of the day, it's just tough out there right now.
And it looks like Eric Beatty has seen enough from Hayden Frank, and maybe just one more change in the bullpen for the Harbor Hawks. They'll go to their bullpen, and we'll tell you about the new pitcher on the other side of this break. Still top of the 9th action here at McKeon Field. 7-6 still to Bourne.
Diet Coke? Who are you, my mom?
You should be so lucky, because you know what moms do? Well, I suppose we should start with the whole giving you life thing. It seems like that should be enough. No? Okay. What about her ability to send shockwaves through the neighborhood without saying a word? Or whip up a ridiculous handmade costume that you forgot to tell her about. Not to make you happy, but because she had a reputation to uphold. She invented rideshare, called it carpool, and did it for free. She didn't need those dating apps either. You copied her jeans, her spin, her shoes, her scrunchie, and whether you realize it or not, her music.
Why not?
Oh, and she can win any argument in 4 words.
Because I said so.
Everything you're trying to do, she's already done it. Did it better, and she did it with a Diet Coke in her hand. So, drink what your mama gave you.
Carter Lovaz represents the 8th different pitcher for the Harbor Hawks tonight. We've seen him in a few of the games leading up to this one, but the William & Mary product has had a decent start to the year.
Yeah, has an 11.59 ERA through 2.1 innings pitched coming into this one. But I don't think he's ever been faced and tasked with as high leverage of a situation as he faces right now, with 2 aboard and 1 away, and trying to keep it a run game here on this Friday night on Cape Cod.
Last time we saw him was on Monday against Chatham. He went an inning and 2/3, 3 hits, 3 runs, all 3 of them earned, a walk and no strikeouts. But a guy that can give you some innings.
Yeah, he only needs 2 outs here, but he's got tough ones as he has no room to miss as we take a look at his stats with the year with William & Mary.
Yeah, he was pretty dominant. 3.20 ERA, a 5-1 record in 18 appearances. Just a little bit over 50 innings pitched, and look at that strikeout to walk ratio, 50-14.
That's a number you like to see.
You know, I'd take that. That'll play.
That'll play? Is that what you threw in your bullpen yesterday, Mickey?
Oh,
a
yeah.
50-14 strikeout ratio?
Totally. No, it was more like 100-14.
Oh, of course.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
But big
and I was
leverage.
throwing 100 as I was doing it.
Of course.
Yeah. But a big leverage spot.
Big leverage spot here. And it's tough sometimes when necessarily everyone in the bullpen has been called upon. And everyone has done their job. But that first batter is huge. He needs to try and really put his feet down and lock in here for the next 2 batters to try and get these outs without another one coming across.
Yeah. Huge at-bats here. If Bourne can tack on some insurance, it'll lead to a lot less nervy bottom of the 9th. Both runners in motion right to start. The throw down to third. He's safe. He got in right underneath the tag of Amick. It was a bullet. It was a dart of a throw from Donay, but both runners were sent in motion on the very first pitch.
Yeah, double steal really done effectively. They both jumped at the same exact time, and none of them hesitated. And some of those plays where you can hesitate, especially from Castillo on that motion from second to third, he goes the entire way, and the throw just can't get down there to beat him.
And he's plunked him on the very next pitch, and now the bases are loaded. So Tomorrow gets hit, and that brings up Watson with the bases juiced.
Not necessarily the worst thing to hear. Now, every base has a play here, opening up the double play opportunity again from first. As we'll get another pinch hitter here, as every bench has been emptied in this one for both teams here today, as Brett Callahan comes in from Newark, Delaware.
So big leverage spot here. They bring in the lefty to face Lovaz. He waves and misses at the first pitch.
Infield in double play depth. Corners a couple of steps in.
Here's the 0-1. Just low.
That hit batsman allowed the defense to relax just a little bit and fall back into double play depth. Try and turn 2 here. Outs, force outs at any base.
Count is 1-1 on Callahan. Here's the pitch from Lovaz. It's a weak tapper. Lovaz fields, gave home a look, but he just fires right onto Lane. A run will score. And it is now 8-6 to Bourne, and there are 2 away.
Once again, was still within striking distance, but a great job there by Donay, who automatically, understanding that Lovaz wasn't going to get there in time to beat the runner home, pointing to first base to give Lovaz the indication that just get the sure out here. Let's not try and not allow anything to happen. Let's bank 1 and try and work out of this.
Now that turns the lineup card over for Chufreda. He's walked in each of his last 2 at-bats.
And struck out in the previous 2 and then hit a missile to open up the game off the top of the scoreboard.
The 1-0. Tipped back into the screen.
I think he was aiming for the same spot.
Safe to say. So a big insurance run scores.
Race to the ball. for the ball boys in the backstop. One of them took a tumble.
Yeah, that's what the groans were all about. Here's the 1-1. Chifreda leaves it outside.
Game within the game here at these Cape Cod Baseball League. I would start stretching. If I was a back kid, I would have to stretch before some of these games. This is high volume. A little bit of cardio in there as well.
Do you think we'll have a standoff this year?
I hope so. I hope so. I love me a good little standoff. Here's the 2-1. Taken low. A walk will load the bases and bring up Shoji Naga.
Now we're going to intentionally
walk
him.
Yeah, intentionally walk him. So that will bring up Shoji Naga.
So the bases are loaded. Not the worst decision here. You had the open first base. And at this point, another run, you know, it's big, but like past that, it's just getting ridiculous. It's going to be pretty insurmountable if there's 3-4 runs scored in this inning.
Hit over 400 in conference play. As Shoji Naga hacks at the first pitch, over is Laurie to field at second. He goes the short way to Snow to put away the out at second, and the Hawks get out of that inning relatively unscathed. 1 run does come across, but the bases are left loaded. Last licks for the Hawks. To the bottom of the 9th we go on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
We all have obstacles, challenges at different points in life. I still push myself every single day, and the harder I push myself, the more I find myself drawn to wearing UFOs. The first time I put on a pair of UFOs, it was like someone released the pressure. It was so crazy. When you are recovered and can do more, that has a compounding effect on all aspects of your life. Stepping into a pair of UFOs, they're truly one of a kind. There's nothing like them.
Best ever? Good question. Wait, why'd he sound like Dr. J in your head? I've always sounded like Dr. J in my head, which means Dr. J's outside voice sounds like my inside voice? Which Coke? The doc would know. He got the world to call him doctor without going to med school. There's only one best ever.
Bottom of the 9th, it's time, now or never, for the Harbor Hawks to get back into this game. And they're giving themselves their best shot. They've got the top of their order coming up in Laurie, Earhart, and Lane. It's been an up and down, topsy-turvy game. I mean,
that's an understatement.
Oh yeah, I mean you could give any antonym combination for this game. That will never describe this game fully. We've gone over 3 hours now. Bourne took a 4-0 lead after 2 innings. And thanks to it, capped off by a 3-run shot by Billy Amick, the Hawks took the lead straight away from him in the bottom of the 3rd. And then 3 runs scored in the top of the 6th to give a 7-4 lead. And then it's just been the Hawks just trying to chip away at that ever since. They face a 2-run deficit. They had runners on 2nd and 3rd with nobody out last inning and could not scratch anything across. First pitch to Laurie was taken for a strike. He was asking where that pitch was. Slaps the 0-1 into the screen.
And here in this spot, it's an assembly line. You have to work at the ultimate situation here is that you need to keep the line moving. No one can stop. Everyone's just got to get on base somehow and work their at-bats.
Just find a way.
Exactly.
At least one. Bring the tying run to the plate. That's all. That's what you need to do. That has to be the goal right now.
The 0-2, wave and a miss. That's a really good pitch, though, from Vygotsky to set down Laurie for out number 1.
Yeah, and for Vygotsky, it's 4 up, 4 down for him.
He's come in trying to close this one to the best of his ability and understanding that the Bourne dugout knew who they were getting when they made that change. However, there is still motion in the Braves bullpen here.
First pitch to Earhart outside, but catches the corner for strike 1. Didn't seem to like the call that much. Here's the 0-1. It's on the ground, left side. Over is Lloyd, fields and throws, and puts away Earhart. Hawks down to their final out.
So it'll be up to Alex Lane to try and get on here and extend the game. Hoping to bring up Billy Amick. And if he can do that, that's the man for the job.
That's got to be the mindset here, you think, is that even maybe if you see one you like on your first offering, maybe you don't even have at it because you just want to try and find the way to get Amick up. It's got to be the perfect pitch. As Lane is 0 for 3 with a walk and a run scored.
Got to worry about your at-bat here. Find your pitch and work yourself aboard.
Vygotsky deals the 0-1 to Lane. Wave and a miss. Good pitch with the off-speed on the inside. Hawks down to their final strike. Vygotsky's been nailed since he's come on. He needs one more strike, the 0-2. Just missed the outside corner. And you were maybe thinking that if you're Earhart in that dugout, maybe he was wondering where that pitch was. Really, really close. Here is Vygotsky's 1-2. Outside 2-2. That one a little further off. He's working quick with some pace now, is Vygotsky. The 2-2 to Lane. His chopped foul stays alive.
Ooh.
Good hands over there by Beatty at
nice
third.
Play.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th.
In a 2-run game.
In a 2-run game. The pitch. Fouled, and we'll do it again.
This is a great at-bat by Lane here, keeping his team alive with every pitch he swings at and fights off.
So Vygotsky sets. Should Lane get on, Billy Amick, who has 2 home runs and has scored 3 runs on his own, is on deck. Long set from Vygotsky. He winds and deals. He got him swinging. Ball game. Bourne takes it, and they record their first win of the season.
What a outing from Joe Vygotsky. He comes in, gives them 2 solid shutdown innings, faces 6 hitters, sets 6 down, and he was also in a pretty tough situation in that 8th inning when he got called on. Nobody out, and he ended up retiring 3 hitters there to escape. And today, Harbor Hawks enter the bullpen, but are unable to hold Bourne.
Yeah, and this one, it was a full team effort on both sides of the ball between Bourne and the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. But once again, not everyone is going to go your way, but beauty of summer ball, you get to go back at it tomorrow against Cotuit in a big rivalry game tomorrow.
Yep, should the rain hold out, the Harbor Hawks will travel to Cotuit, and we've got it covered for you on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network. We thank you very much for tuning in, wherever it may be from across the Cape Coast or country. For our producers, Nico Sharp and Grant McNew. For the 4th member of our team, Bria Lassick. For Jacob Irons, for Mickey Doolittle. My name is Michael Kirsting. The Hawks drop this one, and they go back at it hopefully tomorrow against Cotuit. 8-6 your final from McKeon Park. Have a nice night, everybody.
If you live here, fun is your thing. If you live here, tough is your thing. Smart is your thing. Caring is your thing. If you live in Massachusetts, community is your thing. Since 1972, the Massachusetts State Lottery has provided over $25 billion to help cities and towns with the things they need most. If you live here, giving is your thing.
My family earns respect.
My family clears bases.
My family breaks records.
My family wins MVPs.
My family gives everything.
My family makes history.
My family wins championships.
There's no family.
There's no family. There's no family.
There's no family like my family. Join the fam.
Join the fam.
Join the fam.
When Alaska Airlines needed a partner for the complex operations of travel, they made the switch to T-Mobile. Our 5G has Alaska Airlines and their customers covered, from major hubs to remote destinations, with 5G coverage ready now for the demands of today and the future. T-Mobile's network powers Alaska Airlines as they deliver next-level care for all customers. 5G ready now. That's how unconventional thinking is better for business.
Coke Zero is now Coke Zero Sugar, with great Coke taste. Some people were excited to hear the news, some were skeptical. So we're not gonna have the star of the show you're watching come out and say, "You'll love it." No special jingle written by this week's hottest pop star. No famous internet celebs who happen to be holding the label just so. Okay, maybe just one little pour shot. The only thing that will make you believe Coke Zero Sugar has great Coke taste is trying it yourself. Ice cold Coke Zero Sugar. Try one today.